What's wrong?
You been walking around like that all day, though, man, Cam.
Yeah,
Why
what's
you
wrong
looking
with
like
you?
that?
Cam,
Come on, yo. Days out, man.
why are you walking around like that? Like something like. What?
You said what?
The Patriots just won against Buffalo.
What?
Hold on, bro.
Can you hear me, bro?
I hear you loud and clear, yo. Hold on, I'm just trying to get it together. Hold on. You hear me, yo? You?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think we should be live, yo.
Oh, okay.
See, I think I'm gonna hold on, yo. We get this going, man. I ain't getting nobody link. All right, you should better let the people in there. Get this going, man. One quick little. Yeah, what's going on, though, bro? How you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, brother. How about yourself?
Happy. I'm all right, man. Ready to get in for a little conversation, man. Gotta share with the people. Well, if I didn't even, hold on. Ain't easy. Trying to do right.
No, you was breaking up a little bit. Say that again, fella?
All right, hold on. Yeah, it's gonna break up a little bit till I get out here. You can't hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's gonna break up because this area right here. And I think we should be live on the YouTube side, man.
Oh, okay.
Should be live. Should be live there, Mr. Ant. If you want to come.
Yeah, that's cool.
Want me to come, right? Yeah, I heard you got a nice old telescope there, bro. Anyway, before we get into that, man, let me let the people get in the building. We're gonna have this real good conversation. Conversation is definitely needed, and we're gonna get to the bottom of everything. least we're gonna at least get to like me and you discussed, man. I think it's important for us to start to get Black people interested in astronomy. Okay, and I think that's important. You with me with that?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Just from my personal experiences, it's amazing what's out there, what you can see, dude, with a telescope.
Mm-hmm.
I can only tell you from my personal experiences, bro, but you really get an understanding of how small we are compared to what's out there in this universe. But you can see it with your own eyes. It's possible. The possibility is there. You just got to have the right tools. And it's not that expensive to get started in it. Telescopes, you can get you a good one, man, about maybe $300, $400.
Yeah, I'm gonna show my little joint, and I got a pic. You can share your screen, can't you? You sent me a picture of yours. You got a nice joint too.
Yeah, I don't know if I can share my screen on here. I'm on my phone, but yeah, I actually have two of them. And
yeah, you got a couple of joints, so we're gonna get it in that. Yeah, that's important because I guess the Black community was introduced into astrology. We all learned about astrology, Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius. You feel me? And we missed the astronomy. They didn't raise us on astronomy, or they raised us on the pseudo science. It's funny. And I talk about this all the time. Astronomy is actually born in Africa, right? Astrology is brought in with the Greeks. The Greeks come in, like the Temple of Dendera. All right, that's foreign influence right there. So while we're giving the world astronomy, the Greeks come in with astrology. The pseudo community latch on to what they're calling astrology, and where you start to talk about people's signs and Venus in retrograde and just talking that pseudo talk, that Bobby Hemmett thing. So I mean, I'm saying, man, you had a real good conversation when you said I brought my son a telescope, and you hit me up like, yo, I'm this is what I do. I'm a fan of the show. And man, what can I do? Right? And I just been waiting for the moment, for the time, for the piece to slide in. And so now we here. So I think I'm going through this area right here. It's gonna break up a little bit, man. And I'll be back in the lab in a minute, but if we get through here, can you still hear me or is it breaking up?
No, I can hear you.
All right, get this thing right there, man. So yeah, I know I probably can't get. All right. So let me ask you this then, man. What got you interested in astronomy, bro? Let's talk about that.
Well, for me, I don't want to sound cliche, but it started now. I was very young, dude. I was always an early riser. I would go to bed early and wake up 2, 3 in the morning. And I would be sitting outside, dude, just looking up in the sky. And I would notice a lot of things. I didn't know what they were, had no idea what it was at the time, but I noticed two things that stood out to me that I could never get anybody to see was the Orion Nebula and the Andromeda Galaxy. And, they both look like little smudges in the sky. That's all I knew. I didn't know what it was until later on in life. I started to, learn. I went to a different school. I didn't go to school in the neighborhood, you know, regular public school. I
Mhm.
went to some sort of like a STEM school before they were called STEM schools. And, you know, it was, you know, select students from around the city, you know, and they put us all in one school, you know, and I started to learn about the planets and, you know, and all that. You know, I could see these things moving across the sky, the planets and all the constellations. I knew all of the main constellations. But like I said, I noticed a lot of this stuff, but I didn't learn what it was until later on. And as I began to learn what it was, more interest started coming out of me because I was like, look, I'm on to something. You know, I understand what I'm seeing up there. I didn't know what it was, like I say, but I could understand, I could see it. So it just grew over the years. And I got my first telescope, about 2 years ago. And I've been hooked ever since, but it started when I was young, my brother. I was young.
Young. So, yeah, well, I didn't get mine young. I think I got mine when I actually I tell you what. I tell you what got me, bro. Hey, how you doing, brother Nahisi? How you feeling, man? See you in there, Pseudo Killer Official.
What's happening, my brother?
Oh, he must can't talk right now. It's all good. All right, let me. Y'all can hear me. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, I never forget it. It was around. I can give you. The shit was so powerful. I can give you the date. It was in 1986. Okay, when I got my first like awakening of what the fuck was really going on. Excuse my language, man. All right, let me scratch that from the record. 1984, graduated 1985. I'm in the Marine Corps. I'm at Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg. Okay, and I had guard duty. And I think I had guard duty around maybe 1:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And so, you know, when I go to bed, you know, I'm not noticing them. I probably went to bed around 9 because I knew I had duty that night. So I nestled up in my sleeping bag and I get woken up at around 12:31. And, you put your clothes on, put your boots on, your socks on, all that inside your sleeping bag. Whatever you get dressed inside your damn sleeping bag. Anybody that's ever been, in them elements for real. All right. So I get dressed. And hold on, let me 1 second. All right, you in there too, Cedric. How you doing, brother? Let me get them in there and change in there real quick. So, okay, I get dressed inside my sleeping bag. All right, I get out my sleeping bag. I get everything together. I come out my shelter because I come out my little tent. You know anything about the Marine Corps? Each person got a half, right? Half of the damn tent. So I crawl out that joint and I get my rifle and I proceed to walk from underneath the trees out into the area where I had to stand guard at. And when I looked up in the sky, yo, it was the most spectacular thing I'd ever seen in my life, right? When I looked up, at that point, I realized that, oh shit, it ain't no God. Now, most people will tell you the exact opposite. But when I seen that, I understood that I was in the middle of no fucking where, and the whole sky, I lie to you not, because we were so deep in the woods, there wasn't any light pollution, right? That's how deep we was. And when you catch one of them clear skies, no clouds, right? The stars, you literally seem as if you can reach out and touch the goddamn stars. So I reached like I could touch them. I was like, damn, that shit, you can't touch them, but they They seem like they right here in front of my face. And I mean, the whole sky was covered with stars. Not dotted, not none of that. I realize now today that that's that light pollution that starts to dim the light of the stars. But when you get one of them clear days, no light pollution, boom, man, it was the most spectacular sight I had ever seen in my life. And I would tell all human beings, specifically Black people, if you can find an area on planet Earth where there's no light pollution and catch a day that's clear with no clouds and look at that sky, you will never be the same again. So that's really what put me on my path to want to understand, where the hell am I? That this is bigger than anything a human is talking about. That whatever I'm looking at right now is so spectacular, so beautiful, so unexplainable that goddamn. And so that kind of really put me on my track, right? That actually put me on my track to move forward. Now I go through my Black history stage, right? Where, you know, you blackity black everything, okay? I go through that, right? I'm reading books, okay? I end up, you know, dealing with the rewalking thing for a few years, right? That don't solve the problem. And I get Dr. Ben and John Henry Clark and John Jackson. You're right, these are people that didn't believe in God. And they talk about science and they talk about what the Africans had, and that put me on my path, right? And I'm here with y'all now, okay? And this is where the rubber meets the goddamn road. How you doing, brother Cedric? Can you hear me? I guess
I can hear you. Good evening.
Oh, okay.
Good evening. I was just listening.
Okay.
Waiting.
Oh, that's fine.
Let you build.
Okay. So that, you know, that put me there, and just, you know, getting people who are interested in scientific literacy, because at this point I kind of realized that without scientific literacy, man, somebody gonna be able to trick me. And, you know, that whole, you know, you could only trick me but so much. Like, I never was gonna live in a fucking land. I would never go that far. Like, you just couldn't give me that. Like that's unimaginable for me. But I could be on the outskirts of that thing, thinking, you know, they trapped me with, well, Black history, this, Black history, that. Well, we had this, and they trap you with that shit, right? So, but the reality of the situation is that that scientific literacy piece, right? It you know, has brought me to astronomy, and brother Anthony, man, you know, he been a fan of the shows, man, and he contacted me. This was a couple months ago. He was like, look, man, this is what I like to do, you know, blase, blase. And I don't really jump in people real quick. I just like to sit back and see, you know, where they at. And the conversation came up, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know, we where the rubber meets the goddamn road. So that's what made me interested. And I brought my son a telescope. Anthony hit me up, knew the goddamn name of him, knew how much it cost. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And you know, a lot of shit right there, right? So he kind of, you know, he made me just say, man, we gotta bridge this gap. Anthony's like, yo, I'm here, man. You know, it's that time, man. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely that time to.
You're muted, Unc. You're muted.
You can't hear me? I'm muted.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Not anymore. Go ahead.
You can hear me? Okay, so
Yeah,
here go. So you know, we here. We got the pseudo killers on deck, man. We got brother Anthony here, man. He's armed and dangerous. And now it's actually time for the rebel to meet the road. It's that time, yo, where we gotta make that division, man. I'm sorry to say it, but you know, I just gotta say it. Like, it has to be a point for the community to grow. You gotta separate science from mythology, folklore, and philosophy, right? And if y'all don't have scientific literacy, y'all gonna start to think that we anti-African. But don't get me started on evolution. Homo sapiens sapien, the naked ape, is African. 99% similar all around the world. African. Variations. African. Period. The naked ape lost their hair some 300 or 1 million years ago. All right? This is where the rubber meets the goddamn road. It's the same rubber where Aristotle and Plato, Socrates, where they got kicked out. See, this is how you know there's a shift in thinking, right? There's a shift in thinking where they start to throw you out communities. There's a shift in thinking where they start putting you on house arrest. There's a shift in thinking when they start saying, you're anti-African, and you're not initiated, and you're not this, and you're not that. How dare you go against African custom and tradition and way of life? It's like that moment that the Greek philosophers had to meet, right? It's like that moment where they put, it wasn't Plato's, it was, who was it? It was Galileo. They house arrest him. It's that moment where the shift in thinking occurs. Without the shift of thinking, we don't even get to even imagine what the Big Bang is. Hell, without the shift of thinking, they was thinking that humans was coming out the Garden of Eden. I lie to you not. I'm not making this up. But we're gonna get deep into that, man. Let me introduce some of the bros in real quick. And Brother Anthony, man, he here, man. Pseudo killer, official, man. Concrete Core, you on here, man? What's good, man? How you doing, bro?
Peace to everybody on the panel. Peace to everybody out there in the viewing world and in the chat. A lie make it halfway around the world before the truth get out of bed and get his pants on. So we here to get up and get it out. So, what's going on, y'all?
We gonna get it out. We taking it easy. We're not tank. Brother Cedric.
Yes, brother. I've been listening to you, Bill.
Hold on, man. Let me introduce you, man. Stop it. Knock it off. Slow down. Put that gun down, yeah. Hold on, put that gun down, man. Put that weapon down. Hey, man, this brother Cedric right here, man. I'm gonna let him tell you his credentials, right? I'll tell you this though. He's a real scientist, right? He's been a supporter of the shows, groups, and clans from the beginning. We appreciate him in the fight. He led the way in the pandemic, right? Where he from, right? He educated a whole goddamn island. So we don't want to get to talk about who doing what, how they doing it. Yeah, because we doing it, right? Cedric is doing it. He's been a beacon of scientific literacy and command of the information for his community, not only his community, where he lives at, his country. What's up, Con? What's up, brother Cedric? What it do, brother? What it do?
Please, brother, I'm honored. As a member of the pseudo killers, I fit a niche. I fit a specific niche, but as part of this whole group, I am growing and learning. As to my credentials, I'm a biochemical technologist. If I need to go into all my experience, it's going to take a half an hour. It's not necessary, but indeed, I am one of the advisors for the Minister of Public Health with regards to the COVID policies, measures, and epidemiological outlook. I've been a beacon for a long time in my community, promoting scientific literacy and opposing belief, and it's an honor to be amongst the likes of the pseudo killers. I've grown so much, and you're right. The pseudo killers, number one thing that we have become masters at is critical thinking and scientific analysis. And when we apply the principles and the methodology as it is, unbiased and real, the chips fall where they may.
Chips fall where they may. So you'll start to hear the rumblings, right? You know, the people are, what's going on? Oh man, they got you. They got you. You wait a minute. I'm saying like we prepared for these moments when those amongst us try to challenge science without science. Like we never forgot that science is actually undefeated. You can only defeat science with better science, right? Have we forgotten that early civilizations operated off of folklore, mythology, philosophy, and that's how they built their worldview? We never expected them to be scientific in their view of the world, where they stood and how they seen the world around them. I never wanted to put the thermonuclear weapon of science on Egyptian, Bantu, Dogon, folklore, mythology, philosophy, philosophical view. I never wanted to do that. I never wanted to do, because I felt like what they did stood the test of time in their world. It also stands the test of time, right, for what it actually represents. And me and Anthony talks about this. Like, I don't think anybody on the panel have a problem with Egyptian folklore, mythology, and philosophical view, or West African mythology, folklore, and philosophical view. There's just categories, and it just does not fall in the category of science, just like astrology doesn't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And it's not my fault that it doesn't. And it's not my fault that it doesn't, brother.
No, it's not. It's nobody's fault. It's a simple fact of reality. Again, coming into the community, I appreciate it, and I come from way back. I come from Brother Polite back on the corner in the black and white shirt. I'm from the Comedic Conference. I'm from back then, a viewer. So for me, it wasn't about becoming scientifically literate. It was about understanding my connection to the continent in its totality. I came from a point of view where Charlton Heston was really Egypt. And I found myself completely stupid to the fact that with knowing and understanding geography, I was still fooled to the point that I did not recognize that Egypt was in Africa. Mind you, I'm a degreed biochemist, and I did not know that. You know how dumb and stupid I felt? So I went down the road of getting the information. And at a certain point in time, after acquiring a certain amount of information, scientific literacy in my brain kicks up, and the alarm bells start to go off when I hear the herbalist and arch to the H degree. And then I start to see the crystals, and I'm wondering, wait a minute, there's something funny about this. But I'm watching and I'm observing, and then I hear the God killer bringing that knowledge and that science, and I'm going, okay. So we go over to the Amun-Ra squad, and I'm watching the Amun-Ra squad, and they're beating everybody up, and I'm getting more information and more understanding of the Egyptian way of thinking and their worldview, and understanding their time frame and the Bronze Age, and it's all coming together. And the more it comes together, the scientific literacy always now kicks in the background. And I keep hearing I keep seeing where I'm saying, wait a minute, some of these guys are no longer involved with Western religion. However, I'm hearing the initiation talk. I'm hearing the Kulu. I'm hearing this stuff, and I'm still observing, and I'm learning. And then the shift is made to the pseudo killers. And then I say, okay, now I've completely found my home. We're gonna dissect, I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna understand the information. The pseudo-wisdoms and the blackologies in my mind are gonna get put to rest, and we're about science. This is my home. And the whole Nzinga debate amongst the pseudo-killers alone is illustration of how we grow. I went from a complete pseudo-ologist saying, no, Africa was invaded, it's all the European fault. No, Africans had no part in it. I created a straw man as if the Africans were subservient, ignorant, and fools because of my blackology. Now, that whole exercise put things into perspective, and I got a greater appreciation for Queen Nzinga. I got a greater appreciation for what the African represented at that time. They were equal to the European, exchanging letters in court, holding court with the Pope. A whole another level of respect came out of that. But the blackology was put to rest because the Africans were directly involved. We could quantify that later, but the fact that I thought that it was pure subjugation by the Europeans and they had no role, as if the African was lying on his back and with his hands in the air just waiting to be taken, that was put to rest. That is growth. That is a pseudo-killer. And this subject that we are on right now is pointless. They create a herring, red herring, and go down a road that no pseudo-killer ever said. We appreciate the exercise. It is great effort that these people in that time even gave the stars a thought. We appreciate the fact that they were sophisticated enough to use observation to forecast their local environment as a tool to survive. They needed to know when the rains were coming. They needed to know how the herds were migrating. And I appreciate that. It's perfect. But from the moment anyone starts to make a link with modern science to what these people imagined, then is when the pseudo-killers alarm bells goes off and we have to go to work. That's just who we are. Accept it. But don't create straw mans as if we don't love Africans. The reason I'm a pseudo-killer is because of the link that was created to the mainland for me by this environment. So that argument, let that be put to rest. So now let's deal with the fact that Foucault said that each planet went through its own Big Bang. Now I'm done.
Concrete Corey. Where you at?
What up? I'm in the building. I'm just, in the chat.
Okay.
Chopping
All right,
up with the family.
Yeah, chop it up with the family, man. I think we had a conversation about the peanut gallery, and the family, and I think this is, I mean, we're needed, man, because we put up the fucking stop signs. Like, we put up the red lights and the stop signs and break out the thermonuclear scientific tanks. Just for show. Trust me, just for show, because when you have scientific literacy, it's definitely a vaccine against the charlatans that bubble amongst you, right? That raise their head, right? And turn charlatan overnight on said subject matter. And so what we learn is that you can be good at one thing, but horrible at another. Just because you know one thing don't mean you know something else. It don't.
Facts.
At all.
Recognize your limitations.
We all have limitations, so this is what we learned about.
You cannot,
right.
You cannot start to equate stuff. You cannot start to equate one subject to the next if you're not fundamentally grounded in the one. what we're realizing by this whole conversation is that certain individuals do not understand Big Bang cosmology, not even in its most general sense, which I gonna say I do. I'm learning so much because of the subject matter. I'm diving in, I'm studying more, I'm listening to Concrete Corey, because as a pseudo killer, you gotta be prepared, so you gotta do your research. But my understanding is rudimentary, and these individuals are demonstrating that they don't even understand the rudimentary concepts, and that's dangerous.
Definitely. Yeah, I just, and I had an article. I'm gonna share it a little bit later, just to demonstrate the vastness of the cosmos and how light speed, how light years work, and how light speed works, and how all that ties in together. I think it's an issue with us throwing around these numbers and these terms without really allowing for some of the audience to really understand it. When we say things like the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years away. I mean, that 100,000, that's a number that human beings can kind of grasp a little bit, 100,000. But when you're talking about 100,000 light years,
man, you can't imagine that.
100,000 light years is a number that's immensely vaster than what it sounds like. So when I say that the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years, I'm really saying 100,000 light years across. What I'm really saying is that the Milky Way galaxy is 580 quadrillion miles across. I'll say it again. Quadrillion miles across. That's our one itty bitty single little bitty tiny galaxy. When you compare our galaxy to other galaxies in the universe, you know that our galaxy is a baby galaxy. You know what I mean? Because there are galaxies that are 1 million light years across. And I don't even want to get into the miles. You can't even hardly get into how many miles that is. But like I said, right. And like I said, our galaxy is over 580 quadrillion miles across. And, this is the vastness, and when we talk about how light speed works, like even the sun, let's take the sun. The sun is only, and I say only, cosmically speaking, only 93 million miles away, right? And the photon that reaches the surface of the sun, that photon took 100,000 years to reach the surface of the sun. Once that photon reaches the surface of the sun, it takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. So the sun is 8 light minutes away from the planet Earth. Now, I just want the audience to kind of put that in perspective, if you can. I don't know, like I say, maybe I'm not the best to articulate things, maybe I don't articulate things in the best way, but I'm trying to, and I'm trying to give y'all reference points. That's why I always give out these reference points, like things like 10 to the negative 43. So those are things to look up, to understand, and to grasp it if you want to have some type of an understanding of the vastness of this universe. It's not what you can see with the naked eye. You know, like there's things that are so red shifted, right, that you'll never see it with the red eye. I mean, with the naked eye, because it's too red shifted. You need a special. You can't even look in a telescope, a really good telescope, to see it because of how red shifted it is. You know, it's just certain things that are impossible to see with the naked eye, and we throw these things around as if they're nothing. You know, we throw these numbers around, we throw this terminology around as if it didn't take real work, real people to do the work to figure this out. And not only that, we get byproducts. I say it all over and over. Y'all hear me say the byproducts over and over and over again, because that's what real science gets you. I don't care what time of day, what year you in, what location on the planet you in. When you do real science, what is left behind is a byproduct, right? Things come out of it. Advancement, you advance the human species or your society, right? You advance your population. You know, this is what science gives you. It doesn't, it's not done in a vacuum. So when people say that, oh well, these people understood this part of science, or they understood that part of science. When we say that, we can look at what byproducts came out of that, and then we can determine what kind of a understanding they had of it, right? Because if you don't have byproducts, there is no measure for the understanding of of their understanding, right? You can't measure their understanding. You can't make a comment on their understanding if there are no byproducts to examine. But like I said, later on, I'm going to go over, I'm going to pull up an article and I'm going to go over it and we can have a conversation about it. But I want some of the other brothers to jump in there. And
I want to just add this, Corey. Like, for example, you're not going to tell me you understand atoms, electrons, and that level of science, and the byproduct, which is electricity, you don't have in your society. If you don't have electricity, you cannot tell me you understand atoms. You know, like the Egyptians didn't have electricity. They are not talking about atom levels of physics when they are exploring and creating their creation stories. They are not. It doesn't reflect back in their society. They don't have electricity. Like I want that for people to sink in. A byproduct of understanding an aspect of nature is the production of electricity. You can't talk about atoms if you don't understand electricity. Am I crazy, Concrete Corey?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like I said, you know, science produces byproducts, and that's how you measure one's understanding. So if anybody want to talk about somebody's understanding of something, right? You measure the byproduct. You look at the byproduct they got out of it, and then that's how you can tell they understand. So when you're talking about metallurgy and smelting iron and metal and understanding how to quarry and mine for resources, right? You can look at the byproducts that they got and tell, like, you can go back in the ancient time, right? And you can actually measure their understanding of metallurgy and smelting and you know what I'm saying, and all of that kind of stuff. You can go back in time and look at some of the ancient samurai swords and like, man, like look at how
manipulate.
Yes, you can tell, you can understand that they knew how to manipulate or maintain a temperature with the fire. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually measure people's understandings. You know what I mean, Cedric? We don't have to just sit up and listen to what somebody say. We don't have to listen to nobody tell us.
Exactly.
Hold on, Cedric. You don't have to listen to nobody tell us what somebody's understanding of said subject is. You know what I mean? All of that is there for us to examine and measure. It's all right here for us. It's all tangibly here for us to examine it and measure it. So we know how much the people who was making the samurai swords, we know how much they understood fire and how much they understood smelting the iron and what it took to make it into steel. And then you go into stainless steel and all of these different types of science and this is chemistry. And people don't understand that that's chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Rearranging the molecules on a molecular level, these different metals and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the way we measure it. That's the way we can judge one's understanding. We don't have to listen to what somebody said, or we don't have to be an initiate into to whatever priesthood one may be trying to promote or whatever. So but go ahead, John.
Oh, so let's move forward and fee fi fo fum. All right, I smell the blood of the pseudo ones. Fee fi fo fum. Like, so they hit me with the initiate thing too many times for me. Wuja's not initiated in Egyptian systems. So how can he understand it? What system is a Sahotep initiated in? He's not initiated in Egypt. So how can he understand it based off their logic? Somebody I do respect for real on being initiated is Brother Ben. Brother Black Panther, right? He walked the walk, right? He talked the talk. He's actually initiated. Okay? He's learned certain parts of the language. He does his rituals in the language. That is to be respected. But all this, y'all ain't initiating, you talking about throwing them slurs, right? From those who aren't initiated, I'm just asking the question. See, it's always the good question. How is it that you, Wuja, can understand Egypt, but you're not initiated? Hell, you scared to get on the plane, Wuja. You pseudo when to come in. You won't even get on a plane. You my man, though. He's scared to get on a damn plane. So we know you're not getting initiated. Since everybody pull that initiation card, a Sahotep, and you're not initiated. Yeah, come back and make something. Yeah, I hear you. So check this out. We don't got to be initiated to deal with what we're dealing with. Yeah, I'm gonna show you my initiation right here. Can y'all see that behind me? Y'all see that, right?
Yes, sir.
The damn telescope, ain't it? It's a damn telescope, ain't it?
And a nice
That's a nice one too.
Yeah, That's my goddamn initiation. See what I'm saying? All I need is a damn telescope while y'all gotta go, I don't know where you gotta go for y'all to get initiated, but this all I need for this conversation. And my research question is, can the Dogon see Sirius B? That's my research question. We want to talk about methodology, right? We can talk about the research question is, can they see it? Well, hell, I'm just as human as them. Let me look out there with my naked eye and see that. Where you at, Brother Anthony?
Yes, sir.
Brother Anthony, do you know what kind of telescope I got here, brother?
Yeah, that's Well, first of all, I want to say peace to the fellas on the panel, everybody that's listening.
Peace,
And
bro. Official
Peace,
pseudo
peace.
killers,
It's
man.
an
I seen
honor.
that. I seen your telescope, but go ahead though, man. Go ahead.
We
yeah,
ready for this stuff.
yeah, brother. What you got right there? That's what we would call a refractor. It you have two main types of telescopes you can buy. You have a refractor and a reflector. And what you have there is a refractor, and the difference is the refractor uses it uses glass, like a window,
Mhm.
and a reflector uses a mirror. So with the refractor, the light, what you have right there, the light comes in and it passes through one mirror, and then the light makes like a cone to a second mirror and then to your eyepiece. Whereas the reflector, it uses a mirror at the bottom or the base of the telescope. It has a big mirror, and the light comes in and it bounces off that big mirror to your secondary mirror and then into your eyepiece. And yeah, what you got there is what we would call a refractor. Now, my preference would be the reflector, and simply because it gives you a reflector, it has a bigger aperture, and your aperture is basically the size of your lens, your mirror, or your glass lens. And what you got there, I'm guessing, looking at it, it's probably about a 60 or 70 millimeter. But what I like in the reflectors is it has a bigger mirror. So I have two. I have a 5.5 inch mirror and a 12 inch. And the difference in those two, the bigger the mirror, the more light that it can catch, or you get a better visual of what you're looking at. It's gonna
So,
pick up more detail the bigger the mirror.
so you
Yeah,
see the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, that's
What you got
me
there,
with my
buddy?
12 inch.
What you got there, brother?
Yeah,
Anthony?
that's your
What's that?
shit. That's a serious telescope there.
See, that's
Yeah.
a step up in level.
Yeah.
See, right? He don't need to be initiated. He need that right there, though, for this conversation. This is what he needs right here. That's his tool. See, that's the tool that the Dogon didn't have, that the Egyptian didn't have, that all the ancient world didn't have. See, so we don't need to know about none of that, because we're dealing with astronomy. That's what we're talking about here. We ain't talking about naked eye astronomy. We talking about aided. Right? So talk about this tool you got that allows you to forego any quote unquote initiation into any system, whether it's the Assyrians all had initiation systems, the Hebrews have initiation systems, the damn Christians, the Muslims, the Babylonians, the ancient Egyptians, the Navajo Indians, they all had it, but they didn't have that right there. See, that's the game and trick they play with us. But go ahead, Anthony. Tell us about your tool that allows you to forego anything they talking about as far as initiation, because we talk about astronomy. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Well, I wanna say this first. Astronomy is my thing. That's what I do. As you can see, I don't mind spending a little money on it because that's what I love. Everything I know about astronomy, it came from within. It was my interest in wanting to know what was going on out there up in the sky. And so this is my baby here. This is a 12 inch Dobsonian made by a company called Aperture, and it cost me about $1,000. I spent about $1,000 on that one there, but the visuals, what I can see with it, man, and it's just being from Shreveport. This telescope here, I keep it at my mom's house in Shreveport, because I live in Dallas, so the light pollution is just crazy. But being in Shreveport and just being able to see the planets, I mean, the rings on Jupiter, I mean, the bands on Jupiter, and dude, Saturn just blow your mind. But this telescope right here, man, it just opened up the whole universe to me. Because the things that I can see, like I said, this been coming out of me since I was a kid, and I can understand what I saw in the sky. I just didn't know what it was. And as I got older and, going to school and learning more, reading more, I got to find out that I knew what I was looking at. I didn't know what it was called, but I knew there was things that I was looking at. So with this telescope, dude, it's real. And you really, like Brother Corey was saying, you got you something like this here is gonna put you in your place as far as where you at in this universe. You are nothing. And when you understand the processes of what's going on out there in the universe, and then you have one of these and you see those processes happening with your own eyes, can't nobody tell you nothing, because you see it with your own eyes. And like I say, once you get the understanding of what you're looking at, it's just amazing, man. And it's been nice, dude. I'm out all night, wide open, just excited. You know what I'm saying? Panning across the sky. And where my mom stays, her porch, it faces due east. So I see everything that rises and sets. When it rises, I'm looking dead at it. All I got to do is stand on the porch, look straight, don't have to turn my head or nothing. And I see all the planets when they come by, all the constellations.
Wow.
And now with this telescope, it has opened up the constellations. And I'm waiting on Virgo. I'm waiting on October and November, because in the body of Virgo, you have over 1,300 galaxies, dude. Not stars. I'm talking about 1,300 galaxies.
And one spot. Yeah, that's crazy. One tiny spot in space. Yeah.
Now
people don't realize that's what Hubble been looking at. Like, Hubble don't look. They don't realize that, like, these telescopes don't look all over. They not panning across. They take one slice of the sky and they look at that point forever. That's it. That's all that telescope looks at, is nothing but that point of the sky. And so much information comes from that one point in the sky where they looking at. But go ahead, bro. You killing it. Go ahead, man.
Man, you're absolutely right, Corey. And it's like when you were giving those measurements about, okay, our Milky Way, the galaxy that we are in, that our solar system sits in the Milky Way, is 100,000 light years across from tip to tip. It's considered a smaller galaxy. You got Andromeda, you got Andromeda, which is 2.7, 2.8 million light years away. So that's our neighbor.
That's our neighboring. By the way, that's our neighboring galaxy. But go ahead, bro.
That's the closest one you can see with the naked eye. That's the closest galaxy to us. Now, just imagine, he said 100,000 light years. So it's gonna take a beam of light 100,000 years to get across the Milky Way. The Andromeda is 1 million light years. So it's way bigger. It's way bigger than the Milky Way. And then you have galaxies that are much bigger than that. But just imagine what I said. Within Virgo, you have 1,300 of these things. Can you imagine the space that's taking up? 1,300 galaxies.
You can't even wrap your mind around the vastness, that vastness. That's crazy.
One astronomical unit is equal to 93 million miles, the distance from the Earth to the sun.
Yes. Yeah.
dude, you
That's
talking
nuts.
about that, bro?
That's
You
8
talking
minutes.
about
That's 8 minutes at
100?
the speed of light.
Yeah. And now you're talking about this light, which takes 8 minutes to go 93 million miles, taking 100,000 years to get from tip to tip. Dude, you can't even imagine that distance. Now, like I said, this is a smaller one. You have in one little patch of the sky, the size of of a full moon. That's about what Hubble is looking at when they did the ultra deep field. If you want to wrap your mind, get your mind right, look at the Hubble ultra deep field, dude. And that there, I promise you, that will change your mind about what's going on out there and put you in your place here in this universe. But,
Question. The question of the goddamn day. Can you see the white dwarf star, Sirius B, with that?
no, I hadn't been able to do it. And I've tried a couple times. I can see Sirius A, Sirius A. I can see that one. But Sirius B is kind of tough because it's a white dwarf, so it's not emitting any visual light.
There's no nuclear fusion going on anymore.
It's not even a star. It's the core.
It's the remnant.
Of a dead star. Yeah, it's the core of a star that has went through all its phases. And there are different stars go through different phases, and this one has gone. It's dead, so it's not emitting any visual light. Now it's emitting heat, but a telescope like this, we don't have any telescopes that you can buy in the store, especially at a reasonable price, that can detect heat. Which would be an infrared telescope. You can buy
That's the James Webb. That's what the James Webb is. It's an infrared telescope.
Yeah.
You ain't buying them at the store.
Yeah, it's gonna take something that picks up light in a different wavelength than visual. You're gonna have to have an X-ray or like I said, infrared, and you can't buy those. That's what's up in space. That's what NASA deal with.
Right. Yeah, and so I just wanted to touch on that. The star, right? The star is a neutron star, right? The white dwarf is made out of a neutron material. So this is a star that's.
Well, no, let me correct you.
Go ahead.
A white dwarf would be the core of a smaller star like our sun. Our sun, once it go through it, burn all its fuel and injects all of its gases, it's gonna leave a white dwarf. And I want to say the mass, you need maybe about 1.8, almost to 2 solar masses, which is, the mass of a sun is a solar mass, for it to be a white dwarf. To make a neutron star, you're gonna need a much bigger star, much, much bigger. You're gonna need something way bigger than the sun. You're gonna need something like maybe Rigel that's in Orion.
Betelgeuse.
Betelgeuse. Some say Betelgeuse might become a black hole. We don't know yet.
Whoa. Y'all gotta slow the hell down. What are you talking about? Yeah,
hold on.
Goddammit. Hold on.
I just want to go back one step, though.
Y'all gotta go back one step. Y'all deny this conversation between y'all two. So you said Beetle what?
No, Beetlejuice. But that's hold on. We're gonna go back to that in a minute.
We'll get back to the white.
I just wanted to appreciate you correcting me on that one. About the neutron star. But we hit a learn. Yeah. And because what you talking about, and because I just be wanting everybody to be clear on everything. And what you're talking about is what our sun is gonna turn into a red giant. Our sun is not gonna go supernova, right? No, in order to turn into in order to be a neutron star, or to end up being a neutron star, you need a star to go supernova, right? So our sun is not big enough to do that. What our sun is going to do is turn into a red giant, and then it's going to fizzle out, right? And it's gonna leave that white dwarf. Okay. So I was mistaken on that, and I appreciate you. Go ahead on, bro. Keep on going, bro.
Yeah, it's all good, baby. It's all good. But yeah, now Sirius B, that's what Sirius B is. It's a white dwarf, and it's most white dwarfs are made of a lot of carbon. You know, the star wasn't big enough to fuse anything past carbon. You know, that's where the periodic chart come into play. You know what I'm saying? When you look at that periodic chart, you can see the elements that are created within the stars, and that's about as
so it
big
didn't
as
get to iron. It never reached. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
It never reached iron.
Right.
It wasn't. It didn't have like our sun. Whatever star created Sirius B, it didn't have enough mass to go supernova. So that's how you end up with the white dwarf. Now, to get a neutron star, it's the same thing. It's kind of like a cousin of a white dwarf.
That's why I was kind of blurry on that. Go ahead, though. Explain that to me, man.
They call it a star, but that's another misnomer in astronomy. You know, a lot of terms in astronomy, man, they just stuck with the old original terms. You know, even though
it's already complicated enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So just go with the words. You know, people don't understand that. That's why it's called the Big Bang and black hole and wormhole and shit like that. Just keep it simple, you know. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So the neutron star, it's like I said, it's called a star, but it's not. It doesn't emit any kind of visible light. It's not burning or anything like that. But it's crazy gravity. And it started with a bigger star, you know, much bigger than the sun. I'm not sure on the solar masses, the numbers exactly, but
I think it's 1.5 solar masses. I think I could be wrong on that though, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but
I think it's like 1.5 though.
Yeah, it comes from a much bigger star, and it's basically what happens in that. When a star goes through its phases and it gets down to iron. That's it. It's over with, because you can't have any more nuclear fusion with iron. You know, fusing iron molecules doesn't emit any energy.
Yeah, iron is the ash of nuclear fusion. If I may, yeah, go ahead. I mean that's in layman's terminology. Like if you were smoking a cigarette, like if a star was the action of smoking a cigarette, the iron would be the ashes that's left in the ashtray. That's what iron is to nuclear fusion. Just to give
it kills it, because for a star, you know, to understand, a star is a nuclear fusion machine. That's what it does. It fuses atoms together, or you know, and
hydrogen and helium molecules. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
hydrogen and helium.
And in that fusion, there's some energy that's released, and it's that energy and that pressure that keeps the mass of the star from collapsing on itself. So it's like a perfect. If you want to see what perfection is, look at a star.
Yes.
Because there's all it takes, and I mean all it takes is a slight variation in that pressure, and it's over with. And that's what happens when it reaches iron, when it starts to produce iron, because iron is not releasing any more pressure. So all the gravity comes in and it collapses on the star, on the core. And if it's the right mass, you're going to get a neutron star. If it's a little bit heavier, then you'll get a black hole. So Sirius B is more like a ball of carbon. If it would be closer to being a diamond than anything, you know, because it's carbon and it's compressed so hard. It's not quite a diamond, but you know, with so much carbon in it, You can say that, and they found
but
some
see,
that they
that's what
thought
I want to
maybe
say about a neutron star. A neutron star is actually a diamond, though. Like it's like a trillion carats, some kind of 10 to the something trillion carats or something like that. I do know that.
Not the. Well, see, no, not the neutron star. They're not really sure of what kind of material that forms
What
a
they talk
neutron
about,
star.
because they talked about I think I want to say I can't remember who it was that talked about it, but Alex Filippenko talked about neutron material and how, like, if you had a teaspoon of neutron material, right, and you dropped it on the planet, on the surface of the planet Earth, it will fall all the way through it. Yeah, it'll fall all the way through. Just a teaspoon of it. That's how dense it is. So now am I mistaken with that now, with the neutron star being an actual diamond?
It wouldn't be a diamond, because like I said, there's no carbon in it. You know, it's burned through all the carbon. You know what I'm saying? So once it gets, I think after burning carbon, I believe you get to is it sulfur? Man, it's been a long time since I looked at that periodic chart, dude.
Right.
But I think it may be sulfur. I think somebody might want to check that out for me. But once it get to that, or silicone. No, silicone. It's either sulfur or silicone, one of them two. And then iron is next. So it's already burned through all its carbon. Now what's being theorized now, because you can't see a neutron star with what I got right there. It's gonna take a gamma ray scope or infrared, or one of those that we talked about earlier. But analyzing the little light that they do get, they're thinking that it's some type of super liquidy, some kind of they're not sure, but
Lord, don't say water. Lord, have mercy.
No,
it's definitely
I can guarantee
don't
you
say water. The Egyptians had the water. They had the water.
So once gravity gets so intense, like the physics kind of break down. So like things become like viscous, like when I say viscous, I mean like
do not say
oil,
neutron
like
soup.
an oil or something.
Don't say soup, Corey. Don't you say soup on this channel.
No,
that's the soup. That's the soup the Egyptians had. They had the nun soup. Water.
Neutron soup.
Bullshit right there, bro.
But brother Anthony, continue on, bro. You man, I appreciate everything, man. Just continue on.
But yeah, Sirius B would be like I said, a white dwarf. It's very hard to I hadn't been able to see it with this 12-inch. Now I did a little research on it, and it's on a wild orbit. So it swings like 50 astronomical units away from Sirius A. And I think it said maybe January, February, probably the best time to try to see it, but good luck. You're gonna have to be somewhere where it's very, 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 very dark, and you're gonna have to have a very big scope to be able to see.
But in no way, I don't give a damn how dark it is. Ain't in no way, shape, or form are you seeing that with the naked eye, right?
No.
Just to put that out there.
There's no one in the modern world. There's no one in the modern world, and I've looked on YouTube and other places. No one's reported to be able to see that with the naked eye. Now I know I see, and I know I
even in. But I want to emphasize this point. I want to make this point clear, because I think people, and I looked at some of the comments and some of the other
it's fucking ridiculous,
videos too.
It was dark in the Dogon days. They didn't have light pollution, Corey, so they couldn't see it. And then they needed a telescope.
Yeah, because it's two things. It's two things that I noticed that people say. More than a few people said on that comment, right? So it was dark, right? During the years ago, right? So we want to cancel that out. That's already bullshit already. But another thing was they talked about how the universe is expanding, right? But they don't understand how fast the universe is expanding, right? And the vastness of the expansion, right? So like 1,000, 2,000-3,000 years ago, the sky still looked the same as it do today. It's not like, they can't, it's not like there's a measurable, with the naked eye, the expansion of the universe or nothing like that. Like it's still like what they saw is what we see. It's not nothing. The sky is not very much different. I mean, there may be some asteroids that may or may not have passed through, the solar system or what have you, those types of things, right?
Well,
But as far as the celestial bodies and such like that, all of those things are still the same as they were 2,000 years ago. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Man, you asked the question, yo. You gotta let him finish talking. God dang. You ain't cut yourself off.
No, I just wanted to just make that point. Like, it's no different. We're not seeing the sky is no different from now and 2,000 years ago. So
no, they recorded it. We still using the same zodiacs and the same zodiac signs.
Absolutely.
Some of the titles may have changed, but we still using the same stuff we see the same stuff that they saw.
We can still see the drinking gourd that the slaves used to get up north, right? Yeah, and the drinking gourd, the drinking gourd, they could see that in Africa too. That's how they knew with the drinking, that they knew that was due north, right?
The Big Dipper.
The Big Dipper, right? Yeah. So,
but anywhere north of the equator, you will be able to see the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper at all times of the year. Because the tail star on the Little Dipper, which is the smaller one, it sits above the Big Dipper. Some people call it Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, the Big Bear and the Little Bear, but we know them as the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper. The tail star on the Little Dipper is Polaris. That's the North Star, and that, if you, depending on where you at in the northern hemisphere, is gonna be, is gonna determine how high it sits in the sky. But that star never changes; it never moves, and that's another way that they know that the Earth is spinning. You know what I'm saying? Because everything south of the North Pole, of the North Star, it spins across it looks like the sky is moving, but it's actually the Earth spinning. And that's how you can tell by looking at. But that star, when you
can do a
that
time lapse. You can actually do it.
Yeah,
you can actually do a time lapse and actually see it. Yeah.
And you'll see that one star in the middle. It never moves, and that's how you know that's the North Star. And you follow that star, you're going due north. You're headed to the North Pole. And it's actually
the slave. I say I refer to it as the drinking gourd because I want people to understand that we appreciate African astronomy, what Africans brought to astronomy. And just to let you know, bro, in case you didn't know, and you probably did, but astronomy is the world's first science. Period. There's no science on the planet before astronomy. So you are a enthusiast of the original science. So I appreciate that, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, you just made me a little more proud. No, I didn't know that, but I appreciate the information.
Not the plier?
Oh.
7,000 years ago?
Oh yeah. I know about the plier.
Because also, and I say that, bro,
being considered the first science. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I say that because
I do know and
we've
understand
been accused,
though.
Right. I say that because we've been accused over here of being anti-African, right? We over here spewing anti-African rhetoric, but we are appreciative of what the Africans really contributed, the thing that we get actual byproducts out of. So when the slaves was trying to get up north, right, they took the information that they stood on their ancestors, right? They stood on the shoulders of their ancestors who understood the celestial bodies, right? And who put the astronomy down for them, right? They knew how to follow the drinking gourd to get up north, right? So if y'all can even read the book. It's a book called Follow the Drinking Gourd. It's an old book that I read way back in elementary school, and it allowed me to appreciate the astronomy that the Africans brought. So just for those, this is just for those who out there, and I see in the comments and everything that how we anti-African over here. I just wanted to put that information out there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That we appreciate real African science, not the fake bullshit that Foucault trying to put on them and Von Daniken and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, brother Anthony.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I talked to brother a couple of times on the phone, and you know, it's like, you know, I told him straight up, you know, I love the astronomy and I do appreciate all the mythologies. I do, honestly, I appreciate all of them. And you know, if they come out and say that the Big Bang, before the Big Bang, it was a plasma, and if the Egyptians said there was a watery substance, they call it new. Okay, that's why I stopped right there. Now, who made new and who did all this and that? No, I'm not getting into that, because I can't look in through my telescope and see none of that. And I'm not finna sit here and listen to nobody tell me what somebody thought 2,000 years ago. I can't do that. I'm not having that argument, that discussion. But when you want to talk about what can be seen with what you can go out and do for yourself and look at, and then come back and get an understanding for what you're looking at, I'm all for that conversation all day long. But all the mythologies, and I mean, to be honest with you, Corey, and everybody, I don't even care for cosmology. You know, me personally, I don't care for it. You know, I'm
not really.
me,
I'm not a big fan of it. You know, I you know, go ahead.
I'm strictly astronomy. No astronomy. When you understand how a star works and how they're formed and how planets form and work, you'll understand that astrology is nothing but talk. Because you can't tell me that Jupiter in this part of the sky and Mars in this part of the sky got anything to do with what I'm doing here on Earth. I ain't trying to hear. So astronomy is my thing. Like I said, I don't even care for cosmology that much, because it's somebody else's interpretation of the information. Give me the journals. Give me the papers with the formulas and all that on it. You know what I'm saying? I sit back and I take free classes on Coursera just to see where I stand in my knowledge. That's how deep I am into this. You know what I'm saying?
And I like the physics. I like the astrophysics. You know, that's the whole thing about me. You know, like you said, how the star works, how, you know, understanding that a star is just nothing but a nuclear reactor, but with a perfect balance. You see what I'm saying? But like the perfect balance that you talked about, that's what's interesting to me. The vastness, when I talk about how light moves at nearly 700 million miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like these numbers is crazy, and that's the thing that really interests me. That humbles me. I really like to be humble. Like, you know what I'm saying? To understand that I'm just nothing. I'm a speck of dust on a speck of dust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so crazy. And you talked about Andromeda earlier, right? And we talk about our Milky Way galaxy is about 1 to 400 billion stars, right? You talk about Andromeda, when you're talking about 500, 700 billion stars, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy, you know. And each star, you know, each star, every star that we done seen so far has a planet, has at least one planet around it. You know, when you think about planets, right? And a lot of these these are what we call exoplanets, right? Planets that are outside of our solar system.
Yes, sir.
Is an exoplanet, right? And so when we talk about these 4,000 exoplanets that we've discovered and kind of taken a look at, most of them are rocky planets, right? And they only try to look at the ones in the so-called habitable zone or the Goldilocks zone, right?
Yeah.
And so those are just a small amount, like 4,000 is just a small amount that we kind of looking at in one little speck of the sky, one little point speck in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And I don't mean to cut you off, bro.
Go ahead. Cut me anytime, bro. Go ahead.
What you saying, they had tools to be able to do that, to find those exoplanets, you know, stars in other star systems with planets around. You can look in one of them telescopes out in space, Kepler. Kepler has found so many exoplanets.
Yes, Kepler.
Within this galaxy and in other galaxies. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just saying, like, most of those are rocky planets, like our planet, right? And so when you think about that, and then you think about a galaxy like Andromeda, with nearly a trillion stars, right? And you think about all of the exoplanets in that galaxy, and then you think about, like, wow, like, what am I? Like, how special am I? Like, why am I special? You know, why is the Egyptian special? Why is the Dogon special? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just a speck of dust looking up on a speck of dust. Like, that's all we are. Like, and when we realize that, we can humble ourselves, right? And I think we able to visualize a better life for humans altogether when we look at things that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think in my personal opinion, and it's just my personal opinion about this whole situation, is why can't we use the ancient mythologies or whatever the case may be, you know, our African mythologies as a starting point? You know what I'm saying?
That's the point. That's the point I'm making, though, bro. Like, that was the first science.
You know, let's respect it as that and build on top of it, because we have the ability and the tools to do that now. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we got there. That's how we got here, though, bro.
Yeah.
That's how from building on top of that, not putting them ahead of where they really are. You know what I'm saying?
That's now that will be a problem. That's going to be a major problem, you know, and that's where I draw the line, because, like I said, I know and understand these processes that are happening out there. Whatever it is you want to talk about going on in astronomy, I can get with it. And if you want to get a understanding of what's going on out there, I'm with you. I can talk to you all day long, because that's just how much going on out there. And we ain't gonna even scratch the surface, but we can talk all day long. But when you get to telling me that such and such knew this, and, you know, you can't tell me how they knew it, I'm done with the conversation. Now, it's like I said, it's good to compare. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna respect. I've learned to respect all cultures.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
I ain't doing it. You give them a goddamn inch, they take a goddamn mile. I ain't doing it.
Well, no, I can't do
it. They run over top of us. They start philosophizing in the middle of a scientific conversation. All of that. Right? Because that's exactly what we was doing. We was 1, 2, 3 in people. 1, 2, 3. Now we had a goddamn 1,000, goddamn it. But it's 1, 2, 3. We clearly said it. We clearly talked about the accomplishments of those Africans, right? We talked about that. We talked about how they was the masters of their world and how they mastered their skies on what they could see, but that's not enough. Now we got to bring in the cosmic border. Now we got to bring in the aliens coming with the star, the initiation process, which puts a telescope in the back of your brain. And when you get initiated, then you can see the stars. Bunch of bullshit. Let's take a break real quick. Let's take the break. Hold on. And I want everybody to, I'm gonna share the screen.
I was sharing. My bad. I was sharing the screen.
Yeah, I want to promote the event. Promote the event. Right. All right. I have a few brothers presenting. Okay. The event is entitled, should the Black community trust vaccines? All right. And are they good for Black people? Go ahead, it's discussion. Your opinions are welcome. We will be handing out masks in the building. So if you don't want a mask, keep your Black ass home. Okay. The whole teams we vaccinated. Some of us are triple vaccinated. And if you don't understand that, then you'll learn at the event. This is a free event. This is what we do. We educate the people, proper information, proper methodology. We're going to have Brother Shabbos will be speaking. Brother Kofi will be speaking. I will be speaking. Hopefully Nahisi can make it through and he'll be speaking. And who else? If Chef make it, he'll be speaking. Vance be speaking. Kent be speaking. We'll do 5-minute presentations. I think Sean is going to have the longest one. I think Shabbos might have 8 minutes, and Kofi might have 8 minutes. I'm gonna do about 4. I'll be hosting the event. I'm gonna throw my shots in there, and it's fun, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves. And then we're gonna be filming the discussion. We'll also do some podcasting from there during that week, so we can get it in. This is what we're doing. We're educating people, and hopefully we can kick off our astronomy club, right? Get that in, Mr. Anthony. Okay, we get that in. Maybe we can get some kids interested. Like I said, I bought my son this, right? So the research question is, can the goddamn Dogon see the star? Anthony had already asked you. I've been looking for it, I can't find it. It's a bunch of malarkey going on around us, and they're using a cover, right? That cover of, they pull on your heartstrings, How You Love Africa. Man, they playing that game. But we're gonna relax that on the 22nd, 7:30 p.m. at the Black Dot Bookstore and Cultural Center. Please be there or be square, right? Man, once the place get too full for my comfortability, I ain't letting y'all niggas in. All right, so you come there, get there on time, right? We'll have proper spacing, and we'll get it straight. All right, with your ass, we'll have a mask on. All right, we'll be giving them out at the door. And if you think your rights are being violated, then let the doorknob hit you with a goddamn kulu split you. All right, simple as that. So I appreciate the people that's going to support. We're going to do it. If one person come, we're going to do it. If 5 people come, we're going to do it. If 100 people come, you're not getting in. So you better get there quick. It's a community gathering. We're educating, and we're doing what we're supposed to do. This is how I give back to the African American. Right? I've been giving back for years, and my focus has always been my community that I was raised up in. Shout out to Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to Brother Ifa. Okay? Shout out to all the brothers. Brother Andre, it's my man. You're a nut, though, Andre. For the record, you're a damn nut. That's my man, dude. I grew up with him. And we've been volunteering, giving to the community forever. These shows right here, they're volunteering. These brothers that are on here, they're volunteering their time away from their beautiful African American families. So those who try to talk that shit, I ain't mad. You can call me anti-African. I'm in America. You can't get me with that. Maybe 15 years ago, but you know what I'm saying. But once I got my focus, that man, if you don't fix where you at, your kids are going to grow up into an environment where they're going to get got. While you trying to fix Africa, your kids is down right here. So I triangulated and I got it straight. And so, I mean, if y'all been following for a while, this is the culmination of my journey. And the journey continues as we learn more about the cosmos, as we learn more about our natural world, right? But this right here is what we do. And it's not a knock on ancient cultures at all. Ancient cultures did what they had to do, all right? And we stand on the shoulder of the ancient cultures. We stand on the shoulders of Mama Africa, right? We do that, but we like to read, though. Great recommendation for Concrete Corey, the greatest story told so far, Lawrence Krauss, okay? Put that in your library. Cosmic Century. An insight.
Why yours look like that, huh?
Huh?
Well, put that back up. Why yours look like that? Mine don't look like that.
Cause boy, I guess the special copy.
I see you, bro. I see you. You paid some money for that one, didn't you?
What, huh? Whoa. Peebles. Cosmic Century, another recommendation from Concrete Corey.
Oh man, you got that? I didn't think you was listening to me on that, man. You be listening to me.
Stop it. Like my kids read. But, before we move forward, man, we ain't going to keep the conversation long. And Google Scholar, you up next, man. I know you want to say something, Mr. Corey, but I want y'all to show y'all. See, niggas is talking shit and calling me anti-African. Look, niggas, check this out. Malachi Yoke didn't put me in square with, hold on, priest. Hello?
Yeah, but while Unc take his phone call, I just wanted to actually share a quote. Man, I was actually doing a little bit of reading earlier today, right? And this quote. Well, actually, let me share this first of all. I want to share y'all this short video, right? Just to understand the vastness. I turned the sound off, so y'all just listen to y'all just look at the illustrations and the caption. 1 light second. Like, look at that. 1 light minute. Talking 11.1 million miles. Kuiper Belt. It's way out there. Go out to the Oort cloud. That's 1 light year. And that's the size of our galaxy. And look at the size of that bad boy. 100,000 light years across. 588 quadrillion. So I just wanted to show y'all, like, to illustrate some of the things, some of what I was talking about. But I read this little quote here. It says, "The universe is everything. It includes all of space and all of the matter and energy that space contains. It even includes time itself. And of course, it includes you. So like that's just I just, you know, I read that, you know, I was looking over this, you know, just to kind of have a discussion about a light year and, you know, light speed and the vastness of the universe, right? And I saw that quote and that really stood out to me, you know, it just kind of put things in a perspective for me, you know what I mean? So, you know, we live in a 4-dimensional universe, and it's all, you know, our universe is us. You know what I'm saying? Like all we are is the universe trying to understand itself. You know, so you know, it just like I said, it's another humbling fact, you know, about this weird place we call the universe. Me and Unc have discussions all the time. I always bring like little facts to Unc, you know, I always like give him little facts, you know, and we had these discussions and we always end up saying like, man, you can't even make up an imaginary story that's more interesting, more weirder, more crazier than how the universe actually works in reality. You know what I mean? Like all of the fables, the made up tales, you know, the myths, they don't even compare. Your imagination couldn't even be as wild as the universe actually is, which is, like I said, that's another humbling fact, you know, about the universe. But, you know, go ahead, brothers. Y'all want to add into that?
Yeah, I want to throw this in there, man. Shout out to Killer Priest, man. I've been a guest on the show, man. Appreciate the brother, man. And he is supporter of the show. He was listening in. He just wanted to call me and let me know he was, man. But yeah, we had to get the pseudo killers over there, yo, on Killer Priest show, man. Now, point I was making was this book right here. Look at the title of the book. Look how old the goddamn book is. It's the first book my father gave me. So I wasn't fucking introduced to Africa by none of y'all weirdos. All right? Simple as that. Didn't need nobody. My dad introduced me, right? The first book he gave me was this one right here. All right? I dropped the link, right? So y'all can come in the show, right? Bring the guests in. But the book, The American Negro, The Old World Background and New World Experience by Rayford W. Logan and Ivan S. Cohen. Look, they use the word Negro on here, right? This is the first book my father said, boy, read this. Preface, the ancestors of American Negroes built civilizations in Africa. Negroes helped develop early African civilizations. Negroes built great states south of the Sahara. Negroes developed rich and varied ways of living. African slave trade begins. Chapter 2, the century before Jamestown, Negro helped discover and explore the New World, right? Negro slaves are brought from Africa to the Americas. Negro slaves develops in Latin America. West Indies become a slave market for the New World. The Latin American Negroes achieved their freedom. Slavery developed in English America, 1619, 1790. In the House of Bondage, 1790, 1881. I ain't gonna keep reading all that, but God damn it, I was introduced to this. I was about 10, 11 years old, right? When I started reading about Africa. I just want to let y'all weirdos know that. None of y'all niggas introduced me to Africa before my father did. I've been holding it. I couldn't find the book. It's been on my mind. Y'all been looking for the goddamn book for damn near 10 years trying to find the fucking book. I forgot the title of it. And I was like, what the nigga? Okay, the nigga in America. I was Googling, I couldn't find it. And a lot of you not. This conversation I got a hell of a motherfucking library for y'all Negro pins. And I was in my garage, right? And I was trying to go through my shit. And I grabbed a pack of books, this rack, right? And this motherfucker was right there. I was like, oh shit. I almost brought tears in my eyes because it made me think of my father and what he gave me. He said, look, man, he said, read this shit right here, little nigga, Just like that, read this. Right? My father was one of the coolest niggas I know. Cool as a motherfucker. Sharp. Right? Bobby West. That's what they call him. You know you got to be cool, motherfucker. They call your whole name. That's what they call me, Bobby West. Yeah, I might be changing my motherfucking name out of the Unc West shit. Right? Because niggas done frustrated me so much. So much so yeah, my next book won't have Unc West on that motherfucker. It'll be Bobby West, goddammit. Because y'all niggas done drove me away from it. See what I'm saying? I've dedicated my life, right, for at least having some kind of genuine honesty on said subject. When I don't know, I say, man, I don't know. But when I'm stuck when y'all now I gotta get initiated, now I gotta do that's a bunch of bullshit. And y'all know nobody needs to be initiated to fucking understand a goddamn telescope and astronomy. Yep, see how they changed the conversation on us? Now all of a sudden that the ancients had some hidden goddamn wisdom that would allow them to understand the fucking Big Bang. It's a bunch of bullshit. Right? And some of y'all, they done got y'all, and that I ain't really appreciate, yo. So now I'm double, tripling down. Now I'm going all the way the fuck in. Understand who I am, right? Know who I am. Trust me, know the individuals around me. Understand the role we all play as we give back to our community. Know the difference, yo. Know the difference. No science will be mixed with mythology, philosophy, creation stories, creationism, none of that. We're not doing that. We don't have to do that. Africans stood on their goddamn own in the world. They stood on their own. Right? And when they fell, right, they still found a way to get their ass back up. Look at the West African Golden Age. Look at it. Look how they borrowed from the Arabs and start the educational process based off of the Arabs being in West Africa. Watch niggas start crying and talking shit. That's some bullshit. America, what they do? America take the German scientists and help build their thing. All valuable civilization and culture will take from other cultures, right, when they're fallen to build their shit. It's y'all niggas, right, that put us in a goddamn box and won't allow us to learn from nobody else. Oh, the Europeans they couldn't have it before. Now we got to fight over who did what. Sally seen this and Bill seen that. It's a bunch of malarkey that going on right now, yo. This shit I ain't fucking appreciating, dog. It's not in my heart to do it, yo. I done been through too much shit in my life to get to this stage to cower down now. I'm all the way in, and I told them niggas had 2 moons, they down to 1 goddamn moon. They down to 1 moon. And every time they tell y'all that we got to be initiated, that's the lie. No, I got to be initiated to understand the philosophical, mythological viewpoint, deep ingrained knowledge, wisdom, social constructed systems in said African nations. I would have to fucking be initiated, but I don't gotta be fucking initiated to understand astronomy, my niggas. See, this is the conversation that they don't want you to have. I don't need to be initiated to be scientifically literate. See, that's always been the conversation. The conversation was always the Big Bang. See, which is a scientific theory. See, when you produce a scientific theory, you show your understanding of natural forces. When you understand your natural forces, you create a theory which have predictive power. None of them goddamn myths had predicting power. None of them. Not one slap, one of them, no matter how they flim, flam, bam, bam, you threw it. And they fucking know it. So I'm done. Done with the foolery. Now watch this. Let me share my screen real quick. Yeah, they down to 1 moon, though. 1 moon, my niggas. You've been officially threatened. With all the hoogla blah, African boogla blah boo, the whole lot dee dee doo. Oh, you need to be initiated. Oh, you got it. Now we don't gotta do none of that. Bullshit. So we right here on the screen. Space.com. Excellent website. Sirius, the brightest star in Earth's night sky. Real quick.
Can I ask you a question?
No, you won't. No, you won't fucking interrupt me right now. No, you will not.
And then after Unc get done sharing, it's on Google Scholar anyway. So just wait your turn, bro. We'll
ask no damn questions, because I don't want to get don't start me arguing. I just want to come right here.
What the book you had in your head was called? Who wrote it?
Nope. I'm moved from that. I'm right here now. I'm on the road. Don't break my cipher. I got you. Sirius,
right on.
Also known as, see, you know when I'm hot, everybody know leave this nigga alone when he hot, because I start friendly firing motherfuckers. See, you when they send them. I'm only allowed to get hot for 35 seconds of show. Now I'm back to normal. Sirius, also known as the dog star, or Sirius A, okay, is the brightest star in Earth's night sky. The name means glowing in Greek, a fitting description as only a few planets, the full moon and International Space Station outshine this star. Man, because Sirius is so bright, it was well known to the ancients. But the discovery of the companion star, this is what we're talking about. This is what Corey, I, and Anthony talked about. Sirius B in 1862, all right, surprised astronomers. The star that can see, hold on, let me say this again. The star that you can see with the naked eye is called Sirius A. I'm gonna say this again. All right, this how you know they flamming and everybody think different, need to let this shit go. Because I ain't letting it go. I'm gonna pound you, I'm gonna carpet bomb you and pound you through the carpet. No remorse. Because it don't make sense. The star that you can see with the naked eye is called Sirius A, or sometimes just Sirius. In this article, we will clearly state when we are talking about Sirius B. See, people will get this article mixed up. Sirius B, 10,000 times dimmer than Sirius. The two brothers talked about that. It's so dim and therefore so difficult to see from Earth that astronomers couldn't estimate its mass until 2005, thanks to the data from the what, y'all? The Hubble telescope. Hold on. The Hubble goddamn telescope. Y'all gonna tell me, what you talking about ain't impossible? Man, come on, man. Look, shit, based off of technology, shit will be impossible to you until you reach that stage where your technology, right, will change it. So things that are impossible today, there are clearly things that are impossible to us right now in 2022. But just because something is impossible today, that doesn't mean in the future with better technology and better science, right, that what we thought was impossible will be possible. So the ancient Egyptians understand the Big Bang back then, impossible. The ancient Egyptians, Dogon, seeing Sirius B, impossible. But based off of technology, what was impossible then is possible now. I just want to break this down real quick. 1 second, and I'm gonna get off the mic. I think I said my piece.
Remember we talked about that observatory right there, though, Uncle? Go ahead, keep going, bro.
Hold on. I want to get you how he understood the history, how he knew the damn star was there. I wish Shefferman is on here. Okay, the Egyptians called the Sirius the Nile star. Okay, they made a calendar out of the star. Used the calendar. Yeah, the Egyptians even went so far as to base their calendar on it when Sirius was the first visible in the eastern sky shortly before sunrise. Okay, I don't want to do that. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. In 1718, English astronomer Edmund Halley discovered the stars had proper motion, okay, relative to one another. Right? This means that stars, including Sirius, move across our sky with a predictable angled motion with perspective to more distinct stars. Watch this. More than 100 years after Halley's finding, in 1844, German astronomer Frederick Wilhelm Bessel published a scientific note in the monthly notice of the Royal Astronomy Society describing how Sirius had been what? deviating, watch this, y'all, pay close attention, had been deviating from its predicted movement in the sky since 1755. Bessel's you know I was going to work. Hold on, let me wait 1 second. Hypothesis, hold on. Hypothesize. Why am I saying it like that? How you say that word, Corey? It's not hypothesis.
Hypothesize.
Hypothesize, my fault. Tongue twisted.
I was muted the whole time. I was already, my bad.
Damn. Okay. I can't even say it. Say it again, yo.
Hypothesize.
No, I know how to say hypothesize, nigga.
No, that's hypothesis.
Hypothesis. Hypothesize. I'm gonna get it right. Hypothesize.
Hypothesis.
No, it's not. It's hypothesize. I could say hypothesis, but I couldn't fucking say hypothesize. It was fucking brain fart. But it's okay. Brussels hypothesized that an unseen companion star, right, affected Sirius's motion. Alvin Graham Clark, a U.S. astronomer and telescope maker, confirmed Brussels' hypothesis in 1862, when the U.S. researchers spotted Sirius B through Clark's newly developed Great Refractor Telescope. I'm going to end right there. All right. I'm going to put this source in here for y'all. All right. These motherfuckers right here was not initiated. No matter what y'all say, they just wasn't. What they did do was they did what nobody did before them. All right, it was two factors in here. Understanding how stars affect other stars, the whole 9 yards, but the whole 9 yards. So for them to even know it was there, it was a process they had to go through. And, I just want to put that there. But go ahead, Google Style, man. How you doing, brother, man?
Peace, man. How y'all doing?
We good.
Peace, man.
Real quick. My fault, Adrian. Yeah, it's called the Negro. It's called the American Negro, the old world background and new world experience.
Who wrote it?
Rayford W. Logan and Ivan S. Cohen.
Okay, Rayford Logan. Because I'm looking it up right now to see if they got it.
Peace to everybody on the panel. Peace to the chat. Peace to the audience. Everybody doing?
Wagwan.
Peace.
Yeah. So first, before I get to the main thing I came on here for is I want to say thank you to Brother Corey and to the Pseudo Killers. I got the package. It's good. I like it very much. Yeah.
Alice Filipinko is serious. Like, he the top authority on black holes. So, like, nobody knows more about black holes than Alice Filipinko. So just to let you know that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I started looking at it. There's a DVD. I don't have a DVD player, but I think I can watch it in my laptop. So I'll do that when I get a chance. But
right.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
No, we appreciate your viewership, man. That's what we do. We're gonna try to be doing that more often. Like, I'm gonna try to be noticing people in the chat and noticing, like, people who are really picking up the science and who really understanding and who helping us push the science in the chat. I'll be looking for that, and we'll be trying to do that more often. But go ahead, Google.
And to that end, I want to say, when it comes to this astronomy stuff, I'm an enthusiast also. So I sort of pay attention to it. I'm not as deep into it as you guys, but I do pay attention. So what I want to say first of all is that I've been listening to you guys talk about this. I want to drop a few facts, a few gems, if you will. The first thing I want to say is that the observable universe is 92 billion light years across. Right? Our galaxy, in terms of the observable in observable universe is just a speck. Now, from planet Earth, human beings with the naked eye, without the aid of any kind of equipment, can see four structures outside of our galaxy. They can see the Andromeda galaxy, the Triangulum galaxy, the small and the large Magellanic Cloud. Now, other than that, everything else you can see with the naked eye is inside our galaxy. So, I said all that to say this. When the ancients look up at the sky, basically everything they were seeing is inside our galaxy. So if they were talking about the world or the cosmos, they were talking about the galaxy because that's what they could see. Anything else outside that, they don't know about that. There's no way for them to know. They can't talk about it. It's they just can't say it. One thing to note is that if you stand anywhere on the planet Earth and look up at the sky, you actually with your naked eye can't really tell by looking at it the difference between any of the objects you're looking at, other than the moon possibly and possibly Venus. But anything else, you basically are seeing it. You're looking at a star. The only thing is that when the ancients look at it, they notice that some of the objects move differently than others, right? Some of them move from one place and go back and come back. And so I don't know what the Africans would have called that, but no doubt they would have noticed that too. But when the Greeks looked at it, they couldn't figure out what they were, so they called them wandering stars. And now today we understand that these are the planets, right?
That's
So,
isn't that the what planet translates into? Wandering star.
Yeah,
Isn't that the direct
yes, that's
translation?
what it
Okay, go
means.
ahead. Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Because when you look, I've done it many times. When you look at a planet and you look at a star, the planet might seem to you a little bit brighter, but they all look the same, right? You can't really tell with your naked eye. You can't really tell which is which. But when you look at it, the motions are the only difference. So that's why they were saying that these ones, they move different. So they call them wandering because they were going like to and fro, back and forth. While the other stars, they would move over the course of the night, but they wouldn't go back and forth. They would only go one direction.
And that's a great point. That's a great. I just want to stop you because you made a great point. I don't want you to rush past that point. The limit to their knowledge, and we're not even talking about Africans here. We're talking about the Greeks and the Romans here, right?
Yeah.
The limit to their knowledge, these were all stars to them. The only thing was certain stars were wandering. And we still use the same, and Brother Anthony made the point earlier. We still use the same terminology. We're still using the word planet, and planet directly translates into wandering star. That is not what it is. A planet is, or these are not wandering stars at all, right? But we still use that same terminology. Why? Because it's easier just to go along with the terminology, right? It's easier just to leave the word as it is so that we can move forward and actually do the real science. But this speaks to the limitation of their astronomy, of their science, of their knowledge of the cosmos or the known universe. But go ahead, Brother Century. Brother.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go too long, but basically what I was trying to say is that when they were looking, they could have done no ends of philosophizing or hypothesizing, but they really couldn't know, right? So when they were looking, all they could know is what they could see. And basically all they were seeing is within our galaxy. So to them, the cosmos would have to be this galaxy because they wouldn't be aware that outside of this galaxy, there are trillions of other galaxies out there. So it's that view that you have to look at what they were doing as they were making the best the tools that they had, and they were doing what they were doing, but it was not meant to be compared to what's going on now. It's in my view, it is totally wrong to compare and contrast what they were doing with modern science, because I feel that's inappropriate and it takes away from what they were doing. But that's just my view. I'm not really anybody. I'm just somebody
Can I step
who
in
is
there
an
for a minute?
enthusiast. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
Go
can
ahead.
Go
no
ahead,
go
brother.
ahead.
Yeah, brother, peace to you, brother Google Scholar, and
Peace,
I
peace.
appreciate what you brought. You know, what you said is 100% accurate. I've with that big telescope, I don't know if you saw it, but the picture showed
Yeah,
earlier.
I paying attention. Yeah.
With that, I can't see any single stars outside of the Milky Way. Every single star I see, it's gonna be located within the Milky Way. And like you said,
Wow.
everything that I see, the way that I know that it is outside of the Milky Way is because it's a smudge. You know what I'm saying? And with longer exposure time with my telescope, like I said, the longer I let it sit on that object, I track it across the sky, the better view I'll get of it. So by letting my telescope's mirror get acclimated to the temperature outside, which takes, it's a 12-inch mirror, it's gonna take about an hour. But after that hour, you know, I can start picking up little details of these different galaxies. But I can't get a single star because it's just too far away. The distance is it's just too far away. And when you get to talking about seeing Sirius B with the naked eye, dude, you can't even see Neptune, and that's located within this solar system, and it's closer to us, therefore it's much bigger. You can't even see that with the naked eye, and it's not a light year away. It's maybe about, I want to say,
Probably
4 or
about
5 4 or 5 billion miles. Yeah, 4 or 5 billion miles away from the sun. And you're talking about something you're looking at something so small and dim that is light years away.
Yeah.
Now this Sirius B is about the size of the Earth.
Yeah.
And it's not emitting any light. So
Well,
it's gonna
yeah, but
take,
no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
yeah, it's gonna take, you know, some other kind of observations to see it, but we know it's located within our Milky Way. But like you said, when you get outside of our Milky Way, you don't see single stars. It's just hard, even with Hubble.
Yeah,
You know,
you see galaxies at that point,
yeah,
but
it's gonna be
and then
galaxies.
and then at that point, and then like I say, it's just a smudge, you know, in your
Yeah,
lens or whatever,
it's
and
gonna be a smudge when you first see it.
yeah. And
But it's
that's
just
what
the distance, man.
Galileo, you know, saw, I think, Andromeda, and even Andromeda, I think you can see that pretty much with the naked eye, right? But
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you
can see
can,
it.
but it just looks like a patch of
It's
cloud.
a smudge. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a
even
smudge.
when, that's what I was gonna say, even with his telescope, even when Galileo saw it in his telescope, it was still a smudge.
It was
You
a
know what I'm
smudge.
saying
Yeah.
in the telescope. So
And
But I don't
Andromeda is
think it
at
was
least three
until
times as
no, go
I
ahead,
was
bro.
gonna say Andromeda is at least 3 times as big as the Milky Way
Yeah, it's the biggest galaxy in our what you call the local
in
group.
our local group. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got, you know, it's like I said, but seeing a single star outside of the Milky Way galaxy, it can only happen if it's a supernova within the other galaxy. And the,
Yeah.
and,
yeah,
and the
and it
And
has
supernova
they
the
would.
and a supernova will outshine the entire
the whole
galaxy.
galaxy,
Yes.
you know, for about 2 weeks or so, you know, depending
Yeah,
on how
and
far away it is. But
we do have records. We do have ancient records of them seeing supernovas and recording it, but they didn't know
But
what it
those,
was.
yeah, but those supernova were going off within the Milky Way, like the Crab Nebula. That's one I
Yeah.
think that was recorded back in the 1100s or something like that. You know, you can still see it today. You know, I've located the Crab Nebula. You know, and it's, dude, I mean, it's just amazing, man. You know, you can see certain things in different times of the year, but all these things that, you know, the ancient people talked about, you know, they didn't understand it. I mean, for a long time, they called Venus the bright and morning star. You got people still saying it today. You know, you still got people today saying it. And I run across people, man, and it just baffles me. But there are so many people walking around on this planet that don't even know the moon is out in the daytime at certain parts of the month. You know, dude, been living on this planet 50 years and you never looked up and saw the moon. It just baffles me, but it's just so much out there, man, that we can, you know, we can get in. I advise anybody, all the young kids that I come across, and I ask them, you know, what you want to do when you grow up, they don't know. I tell them to get into data analysis because they have so many instruments in space, dude, that's sending back so much information that they don't have enough people to interpret this information. But it's so much information, dude. We're hearing about things, they're discovering things from information that they've had 20 or 30 years, man. So I feel like that'll be a good field to get in if you really want to get to into astronomy and make a career out of it. You know, you got a lot of people doing astrophotography and stuff. You know, that's not my thing. I just enjoy looking in the sky and understanding what it is, but it's
but you know, it's people like you with those telescopes and you know, people even go out and spend tens of thousands. You know, some enthusiasts, you know, got money. You know what I'm saying? They spend tens of thousands on telescopes, right? But you know, it's people like us, right, who discover the planets, who discover who discover these exoplanets, who discover these stars, who locate these asteroids and comets, and it's us. It's the enthusiasts. It's not necessarily the professionals, the astronomers, the physicists, those people. It's the enthusiasts who does the most of the discovering in the astronomy world, which is like really cool. It like makes us like really a part. It make you feel a part of the work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, look,
but
man.
The enthusiasts contribute a lot. But go ahead, though. Go ahead.
I know I'm not a scientist. Like I said, everything I know I learned on my own is because it was coming from inside of me. It was something in me saying, man, look, you need to figure out what that is up there. That's what drove me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my drive. I don't have a degree in none of this. Like I said, I go on Coursera and take courses and take tests just to test my knowledge. And I've never made less than a 90 on any of them. So this is what I love to do. I love to talk about it. I have an understanding of a lot of what's going on out there. I'm ready to share it with my community. Like I say, man, this get me hyped. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing. I love it. And all the processes, different stars. When you want to get into the population stars and all that, I'm on it.
One stars, first generation stars produce two elements, not fucking water. See the game they play on this? Yes, the water was in the beginning. Yeah, all right.
It's just hydrogen and helium. Ionized hydrogen and helium.
Oh my God.
Some stars had to die before you get oxygen and
those heavier elements.
Your population 3 stars are the oldest, and they contain hardly no metal at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you have your population 2 stars, which are younger. But it took those population stars to go nova to put out the material to form
Absolutely.
those populations 2 stars.
Pop
Man,
stars.
And then
say that again,
those,
because that hold on, you brushed over that. You got to say that one more time, because I think people don't really get that part. Go ahead. Talk about
see, you
the
got
original ones had to go supernova. Go ahead, say it. Go
Yeah.
ahead, say it.
the population 3 stars. Those are the oldest. Those were the first stars that came around after the Big Bang. And they know that because when they analyze the light from those stars, they find a lot of hydrogen and helium. They don't find a lot of metals. Those are the
No
oldest
metal.
stars. They don't find, no metal at all in a population 3 star. In a population 2 star, you have a small percentage of metal. And that comes from supernovas of the population 3 stars, because that's how those elements are forged in the cores of those stars.
Wow.
Hydrogen.
They don't even understand the significance.
Hydrogen. Look, this is how we do them.
Yeah.
Hydrogen, helium, and a little bit of lithium. That's fucking it. No water. So we can safely say that the Egyptians got it wrong.
And there was no water because those stars hadn't produced any oxygen yet.
Let's say it
There was
again.
no oxygen to give
Let's
water.
say it real slow, bro. Let's do this real slow for everybody listening. Let's do it together here. The Egyptians got it wrong, right? I don't care about the metaphor. See, throw the metaphor in there to fake you out. That's the metaphor. So you can't plant his feet on. That's the metaphor. Water. Primo the water. Yeah. Then play the video with the white boy talking about physics and some water, some soup. See what I'm saying? See what they say? No, my niggas. No H2O yet. The brother just talked about, I like to say the pop stars. Talked about the pop stars. Look it up. No water.
No.
They got it
nothing
wrong.
But helium. There was nothing but hydrogen and helium.
And lithium, a little bit of lithium.
But, hey, y'all, listen to this, though. The James Webb space, now that y'all talking about the pop stars, we're really going to probe this. We really finna get to the whole bottom of this with the James Webb. This is the whole purpose of the James Webb. Because, see, what James Webb is doing, he's looking at infrared. See, the other ones, the other telescopes, like Hubble and all of them, they wasn't capable. They only was capable of seeing a small percentage of infrared. This James Webb is all about infrared. All about the infrared.
Going down.
The high infrared, the medium infrared, and the low infrared, right? So we're gonna be able to probe these pop stars that y'all talking about. The first, the level 3 population stars is what the James Webb. And you said something earlier, Anthony. You talked about how you had when you go outside, you take your telescope outside, right? You gotta give it a minute so it'll get acclimated to the temperature outside, right? So then you can really see it. So that's what this James Webb is all about. And when you see how it's made, right? The way it's made is made for a reason. The bottom of it, which looks like the bottom of it, they always show it, but really that's the side of it. I don't know. They show it looking like the shield is on the bottom, but the shield is on the side, right?
Yeah.
It's a sun shield that's blocking out the sun.
It's also important to know that Kepler was good, but Kepler was just right above the Earth, so it wasn't very far. But
this one is a million. We talking about a million miles out. This was where James Webb is going. He's going to the Lagrange 2, where old boy is at. Old boy's sitting out there too now. Planck, the Max Planck. He out there too in the Lagrange 2. But so James Webb. Hold on, I just want to explain this one part. Now, this shield, it's a heat shield that blocks out the sun, right? So because my man's Anthony talked about his telescope got to get used to the temperature of the outside, right? And with this James telescope, the reason why it's got that heat shield and why it's sitting at the Lagrange 2 point is because it needs to be as close to absolute zero as possible, so that is no heat coming through there, so that this thing can look directly at the infrared and the medium infrared. We have not had a tool yet that can view the medium infrared now. So this is James Webb is the baddest boy on the block. We're gonna probe and learn a lot of new information. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
I just wanted to show the picture of this book again, right? And when I look at the cover, I see something totally different. Guess what I see? I see
the cousin microwave.
Shut the hell up. Y'all cheating. What are y'all cheating for, yo? Why you be quiet? The audience don't know. Damn.
Can't help it, man.
Watch this. It's deep.
The enthusiasts be all over it, man.
Yeah. So, okay, since they gave it up, some of y'all might have known as the cosmic background radiation, right? But as Corey and God daggone Anthony and them just said, Google Scholar, it's not just the cosmic background radiation. This was done from the Max Planck. So what they did was they actually doubled down on NASA because they didn't believe him. I don't believe you, right? And they did it themselves, right? Which actually established it that, yeah, that shit was right. The shit that NASA did with Kobe, WM map was first, right? They did the Kobe joint, took a picture of it. Then they checked it with this, right? And it all pans out. So whenever you see the cosmic background radiation looking like this came from the Max Planck. All right.
Yeah. Just to let people know, like, it's real scientists, real astrophysicists that be like looking at motherfuckers like, yo, you lying. I don't believe a word of that bullshit you saying. Yep. And then they go and do what Max Planck did. That's what Unc just said. Max Planck said, yo, y'all on some bullshit. I don't believe a word of that shit y'all talking. Y'all talking shit right now. Max Planck went on ahead and demonstrated it and said, you know what? Y'all was right. My bad. Here y'all go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what real science is all about. That's what Einstein didn't believe Newton. He didn't believe him. You know, he like, yo, you got that kind of you got some of it right, but yo, you got that kind of fucked up, bro. Nobody on the planet believed Einstein. Everybody thought this nigga was off the wall, batshit crazy, talking about an expanding universe, like the universe was static. Like, that only makes sense for the universe to be static. Like, it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But
are you out of your mind? Time bending? Einstein was crazy.
He was crazy. But, you know, science is not here to make sense to you. Science is counterintuitive. The universe don't owe you no explanation. Nope. It's up to you to figure out the explanation. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead. You was going in. I cut you off. I jumped in and cut you.
No, it was a perfect jump in, yo. Perfect jump in.
The only thing I'd say about that is that in science they don't use the word crazy. They use eccentric.
Yeah, there you go. Fringe. They use fringe.
Yeah.
Let me show the screen real quick, man, real fast. Just y'all can just look at it real quick. And we're gonna wind down. We don't want the show to be too long. It was such a good show. But I'm letting you know them Negro Pens got one full moon left before I finish their ass off. Some of y'all see a couple things here, man. Lunar crater, radio telescope illuminating the cosmic dark ages, robotics. New NASA space telescope sphere is moving ahead. Right? They're not playing with you. Roman Space Telescope could image 100 Hubble ultra deep fields at once. You see that? Look at that. Could image 100 Hubble ultra deep fields at once. What are we talking about? I'm not pushing rituals forward, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pushing science forward. Mapping of the early universe with NASA Webb telescope. It's your boy right there, James Webb. Telescope promises to zoom in on expanding universe.
Yeah. I put that link in the chat too, for the explaining the light year, too. So just in case y'all wanted to go over that. Like I said, let me share. We finna end this show, but I still wanted to kind of look up, just read this little part here. Light year is the distance light travels in 1 year. Light zips through interstellar space at 186,000 miles per second, and 5.88 trillion miles per year. So, like I just said, this is the vastness of space, and of where we get, to get a better sense for intense of the true distance to exoplanets around other stars. We might start with the theater in which we find the Milky Way galaxy. It says our galaxy in its gravitationally bound collection of stars swirling in a spiral through space based on the deepest image obtained so far. It's one of about 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. I just want to put things in perspective of how vast this, they estimate the observable universe to be about 2 trillion galaxies. So, just vastness. So y'all just go through this. Like I said, I put the link in the chat. It gives you other links and it refers you to other sources and everything. So I just thought that was a really good article by NASA, and I encourage people to take a look at it.
Yeah, I just want to say that when you hear 2 trillion, it doesn't sound like much, right? But if you think about it, it's not even a number you can comprehend. 2 trillion.
Right.
Imagine just a billion is a crazy number already, and a trillion is a billion.
And like I said earlier, right, our galaxy is so like 500 and some odd quadrillion miles across. You know what I'm saying? And so when you think about our one small galaxy, and then you think about it's 2 trillion of them. You know what I mean? It's 2 trillion of them in the observable universe. So like the vastness is unbelievable. Like I said, reality is stranger than any story or any imagination you can come up with. So go ahead.
Yo, so let me close it out with something from, and then y'all get y'all last words in for real. The last show we did is the pseudo killers anti-African. So from time to time I'll be reading questions. So make sure y'all go back to the video, put your comments in there, talk that talk, right? If you was educated, let me know. If y'all want some clarity on something, let me know. We about to be real consistent now. See, we gotta be consistent now, right? We was chilling, we was in our tank. We drove up in our thermonuclear tank in the African Sahara, and we was just chilling. And we stopped to eat our lunch. Corey wanted to smoke a little weed. Chef wanted to chill, hit a little bud. Vance, they was smoking a little bit. I wanted to make my rye. I like rye bread with Swiss cheese. You know what I'm saying? Turkey, a little mayo. You know what I'm saying? A little uspertail. I like that. I'm fixing that in the tank. Kent sitting back with a little sip. You know what I mean? He drinking his hen dog. You fit? We chilling. You know what I'm saying? Cedric in that joint, talking. You know how Cedric, he always want to talk about this, that. We had lunch break in the Sahara, right? Van say, is that something I hear out there? Something's going to beep, Beep. I'm like, no, that probably was a one. I don't know what it is, right? Beep. I don't know what that was. I'm okay with it. We eating lunch, right? Okay, so we finish eating our lunch. We drive off. The tank go. We were like, the hell was that? We get back to base camp, right? And they say, man, you ran over a whole goddamn village. What are you talking about? Yeah, they were shooting spears at you. It was a Sahotep and Sean and goddamn Wujai, right? And they dominions shooting at the tank. They thought they killed the tank because the tank had stopped. They were shooting stone arrows at a thermonuclear scientific tank. And when the engines started up after we finished eating lunch, they all got scared, like, oh shit, because they thought they killed it. See, back then in BC time, they didn't know what a tank was. They thought it was a brand new animal they had never seen before that roared when it started out. They had no conception of a tank. I say all that to say, y'all got one more goddamn moon left to mix the goddamn science and philosophy. Get this shit straight in the community. Starting to get on our nerves with it. Get it straight. Hell wrong with them, Corey. We eating lunch. We about to be real consistent here. We about to start pushing the channel. Yeah, we got a hell of a goddamn niche. Damn right.
Yeah.
And Anthony, you asked me a question. You say, brother, so what are the pseudo killers for? Remember you asked me that question the other day?
Yes, sir. Yep.
I say, man, to teach scientific literacy, right? And tell the truth no matter what the hell the culture is. We ain't gonna let the culture get in the way. We ain't gonna let the superstitions get in the way. No matter what the name of the damn country is, no matter where the hell we came from 300,000, 50,000 years ago. It's not the point of what we're doing. The point is to move us into the space age. That's the whole point. That's how much we love our community. See, that's how much I love myself. That's how much I love my family, right? When you love yourself, you'll love your family. And when you love your family, right, you'll love your community. And when you love your community, right, you'll love your town, you'll love your city, right? You'll love where you at as Black people, right? And once you have love for yourself and who you are, then you can expand outside of the goddamn borders. Once you put that work in, then you can expand outside of those borders. You can't love nobody else until you love your goddamn first self. All right? Now it's time for me to focus on us right here. This is what I'm doing. If you don't like it, I just ran over you with the tank. Ain't my fault. I tried to ease into it, but like Aristotle and Plato, y'all chases out the goddamn community. Oh, they talking that, they going against the state-sponsored religion. They going against cool. They anti-African. Really? Y'all trying to put us on house arrest. Wow. This is how you know we doing what we supposed to do. When this shit start doing like this, then you're like, oh, now I see. The Egyptians couldn't quite get that. But I'm gonna hold back on that for a minute. Appreciate everybody coming through. And you know what? Adrian, I'm gonna let you talk, young brother. What is it that you wanted to say? Tell us about Dogon. Did they see the goddamn star or not, Adrian? You got one time to get it right, one time only. Get it right, goddamn it.
No, they didn't see the they didn't see the Sirius B, like Hidden Color said, because that's how I first heard about the Dogon was through about the Runoko segment. I'm like, these people really seeing this star out here? Then you shot me that article and I read that joint, and I was like, well, and then I even looked up where Dr. Runoko got his stuff from on the Dogon. That's a pseudoscience book. I'm like, He reading Dr. Phil Valentine type stuff. Oh my God. Like what the? Come on, Dr. Inoka, I liked your essay on the golden age of the Moor. Don't mess up now.
They all got it from Von Daniken. They all stole it from Von Daniken. They all of them did.
I mean, even with what's his name? My
Hell no, you.
My favorite African historian of all time. Well, he's not an African historian, but even with Basil Davidson talking about the Dogon and his great documentary series called Africa, he didn't talk about them seeing the Sirius B. He just talked about the Dogon for a second. But
we gotta bring Wishman come on. He wrote the book, The Star Deep Beginnings. Y'all remember that book?
That's that book.
Star Deep Beginnings. He talked about the Dogon. That's when I first learned about the Dogon and Cyrus shit. We need to bring him on, yeah.
Yeah, but the pseudo killers is all about like I said, disabusing the community of erroneous and pseudo thoughts. So that's what we built. That's what we built for. You know what I'm saying? That's our mission. That's our mission statement. Is disabusing the community of bad information, misinformation, information.
That alarm goes off quick. Pseudo alert, pseudo alert.
You know what's funny, yo? It ain't like Wu-Jai can't read Metanetia, yo. I think now I'm starting to think, can he?
Oh.
I mean, it's no way for me to know, so don't ask me.
That's my man, though. Listen. Now he can read because some people verified it, and he can read it. We didn't have him pop test. Reggie came on it and pop tested everybody. Shit was funny as hell. Anyway, shout out to Ned and Ned. Hey, Ned and Ned, man. Fuki out was pseudo, though, dog. This I'll let you know, yo. All right, there's a reason for it, though. There's a reason why he's pseudo on that topic, yo. Right? Philosophy, religion. Listen, y'all, I think it's time that we know the difference between, it sounds so simple, right? Philosophy, religion, cosmology, right? We need to know the difference in between a person's philosophy, their religion, and their cosmology. All the ancient people in the ancient world was right there. They couldn't know it. They was on. See, people forget how the brain works. But I don't want to get them a whole lot. I would like to read from our last show, right? We had a comment. It's the pseudo killers pseudo. This from Brother Supremacy. All right. So I told y'all, make sure y'all type some comments in, go back, watch the videos, man. The views, some views got 2,000 views. We want to get them up to start getting 3,000, 4,000 views, man. All right. Okay. Shout out to Brother Garfield. Brother Supremacy says, this was a day ago. He says, I love the pseudo killers and their theory on the Big Bang. It's not our theory, it's the scientific theory and evolution. But there are a few questions I have that always bothered me. One, they say Lucy is the first human ever found, right? No, she's not. She's not a human. She's an Australopithecine. Okay. Did she not come from the womb of her mother? Yes, she did. When did, hold on. When did our species stop being born of mothers and fathers? Reproducing. Our species never did stop coming from our mothers and fathers. See, what I want y'all to know is there's no such thing as the first human.
Nope.
Everything comes from his mother. Everything comes from his mother and his father. I'm going to say this again. In evolution, everything comes from his mother and father. Everything looks like its mother with a slight variation. And over 1 million years, that slight variation starts to transform over time.
It's a big variation. Over 1 million years,
everybody look like their father. Everybody look like their mother with a slight variation. Let me finish the question. Hold on. When did our species stop being from the mothers and fathers reproducing? Also, they say we evolved from fish. No, we did not evolve directly from fish. You know, I like, we say it, but we say it in earnest, but no, we didn't directly come from fish, right? But I'm still looking for the link when the fish grew arms. Okay, here you go. Here's the link when the fish, watch this. Fish don't just grow arms. Here's the link right here. Second edition, Evolution, What the Fossils Say and What Matters by Donald Prothero. This is Brother Kent's recommendation for the listening audience. Right here, Tetralek fish. They found it in a rock outcrop and they named it after indigenous people living in that area. Tetralek, I'm probably saying it wrong, but y'all know.
Tectonic.
Okay, Tetralek. Tatalic. That's it right there. The fish that does push-ups, right? If you look at it, get the book, The Inner Fish. Look at the videos on YouTube. It'll show you. All right? It'll definitely show you how. So actually, fish have the same body plans as humans do. You didn't know that, see? They always had arms and fingers. You didn't know that, did you? Fins ain't nothing but fingers. So when you're in your first year of medical school, they don't put you right on a cadaver, right? That's a dead body. They put you on a fish. They let you open up a fish. Because if you can start to understand the anatomy of a fish, then you'll be able to one day understand the anatomy of humans. Because this is called body plans. Let me finish this off right here. Okay. Also, they say that we evolved from fish, but I'm still looking for the link when the fish grew arms, muscles, and fins. Please explain how and when these events took place. I love the science. Yeah, gotta read to get an evolution. But yeah, this book right here will definitely get deep into what you're talking about. I named a couple named a couple sources for y'all, but this ain't nothing but a bear. Look, that's a bear, but damn, that's a bear hand, right? But it look like a damn hand, right?
No.
Yeah, they got the same body plans. Look, I ain't lying. That's a damn bear. Look, see?
That panda hand.
Not much different.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. You know, that's called body plans, man. And over time, this has showed itself. Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to don't run it short, man. Anything y'all got? Anything else to say, man? I appreciate everybody telling do hit that damn like button. Hit the like button, man. Watch the videos. Our views are starting to climb. We about to be consistent because we riding that science tank, yo. Okay, it's time, yo. We understand who our ancestors are. We respect them. We love them to death, goddamn it. But we got to move forward. Simple as that. We're moving forward, and everybody else can keep teaching what y'all teach. You know what I'm saying, man? I love that. I love stopping through the shows, right? You know what I mean? You want to talk shit about the science brothers who like the barbershop talk? I mean, the show is really designed around the barbershop talk. It's really designed for those who just stopping by, right? Novice. Okay, get the terms right. Lord is, you know what I mean? It ain't that. It ain't Amaral Squad. It ain't Mossy. It ain't that. It ain't Kofi Pasa. It ain't that. It's not that. It's the pseudo killers, right? And we all deserve to be the way we like to be, right? And it's a glorious day. But that goddamn science will be separated from that goddamn mythology. There's no getting around for that. The Egyptians believe like all Homo sapiens believe. The Egyptians had cosmology, mythology, and philosophy like everybody. So we're not going to act like they didn't. Knock it off.
Doctors, lawyers, and scientists all get their hair cut in the barber shop. I'm just saying.
Facts. I don't mind that. That was a knock at Sheffrin and Corey, because Corey, they say Corey's stupid because he ain't initiated. Nigga, you the only one with a passport with dual citizenship in this motherfucker out of everybody. Ha ha ha. Funny, huh? Ha.
Yo,
Got a hell of a panel.
And I'm a ungroupie.
Wait a minute.
So don't forget that. I'm a ungroupie.
Hold on. Cedric is a legitimate scientist. Corey, the anti-African guy, right, has dual citizenship. Interesting. It's just funny at this point. Vance, how old is Vance? 23, 25? How old is Vance?
25-ish.
Man, he sit there and talk about the cosmos, man. He got me re-interested in it. He made me re-energized. Man, I was feeling like, I was just like, man, yo, I can't do this shit no more, man. I was getting, like, you know how you just, I mean, sometimes you get tired of getting battered for not believing this shit. Like, damn, why? I mean, I don't have an inalienable right to pass on science and give my kids let them. I don't even tell my kids what religion to practice. I just gave them science. I promise you. I ain't say, yo, practice the African religion. I ain't do none of that. I just gave them science, man. And they always been very investigative, and we have prolific battles around the house, right? I pass that on to my kids, man. Homeschool them. When they got taught that shit, we ain't doing that shit no more. They gonna go to school. Well, take your happy ass to school. That's just how we did it. Bye. I ain't hog time, none of that. And they just fine.
Hey, my grandfather, right, the one from Ghana, right, he never talked to me about no initiation. He never talked to me about no indigenous religions. He never gave a shit about none of that. You know what? My grandfather, how he got over here to America, he worked on oil ship tankers, right? So they get oil off the bottom of the ocean floor, or they drill for oil out in the middle of the ocean, right? That's what he worked on. That was his job. You know what I'm saying? He was out in Cocoa, Florida. That's where he lived at when he came to America or whatever. He was out there in Cocoa, Florida, at Cocoa Beach, Florida.
He was solid too. Because they get paid well, because that's some serious work.
Yeah, he was definitely on his money. He was all about the money, but he never raised me like to be like him or to stay on his level. He always wanted me to move forward. He always wanted me to be better than him. So even if he was into the indigenous thoughts or the ancient, he was some type of initiate, he wouldn't have wanted me to stay there at that place, though. He still would have wanted me to move forward. He still would have wanted me to advance myself, and you know what I'm saying? But still recognize where I came from. So, you know, I definitely, like we always say, we always appreciate the foundation that those early astronomers, those first astronomers, those people who did the first science known to man on the planet, and the first science so far in the Milky Way galaxy. Now, it may be other science in the Milky Way galaxy that was older, right? But so far as we know, in this Milky Way galaxy that we live on, and this thing that's 100,000 light years across, right? Those ancestors put it down for us to build upon, put it down for us to have this understanding of the universe, as I continue to say. So, you know, yeah, you know, y'all might call us anti-African and we stupid and we don't know we ain't initiated and we can't understand figurative language. So I don't really understand how that, what figurative language got to do with anything. Like, everybody speaks in figurative language. Like it's so crazy, like, to think one doesn't understand figurative language when in the Black community, that's our main way of speaking, is figuratively. You know what I'm saying? And we use a lot of metaphors and analogies and similes and things like that. That's just the way we talk. You know what I mean?
Hey,
and so
Shorty flies the motherfucker, yo. She fly to death, yo. Fat to death. Fine as motherfucking wine, yo.
But Sheffrin was told the other day he having a hard time understanding figurative language, which is an insult to me. But I said all that to say, like, insult. Yeah, like Unc said, you know, I got dual citizenship. You know what I'm saying? I go to Africa. Like, that's my home. Ghana is my home. Accra is the city where my mama was born. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, my grandfather was born and raised there. And so, you know, like, as far as not having the love or being anti-African, man, y'all can miss me with that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with the bullshit.
See with your whole
Bring
family.
my people.
Your whole family, once y'all get together, like the whole in America, get dressed like y'all not even playing African.
Yeah, we get dressed down to the we get dressed from head to toe, straight all African attire from the continent. You know, like they bring us, they send us attire every year from the continent. Like that's sent from the continent. Not we don't go to the store and buy that or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
In my culture, we got the drums. We use African terminologies like say who. So it's endemic.
That's all you got is one word, yo.
You know what I mean? Like, we got the drums, we got tamu, we got Sewu. I speak an African dialect naturally.
Fucking with you.
And I don't have to justify my Africanness by now romanticizing and over glorifying and overstating. If you want to create a straw man and a red herring to misdirect the whole conversation by claiming things that we never said, then that's on you. But it illustrates only the fact that you can't bring your argument full circle while the pseudo killers are on deck. End of discussion.
Yeah, see, you gotta check it. Hey, shout out to CK, pseudo killer official, man. She got a presentation coming up. She put it together, logical fallacies in the lab, ad hominem. So I was glad that she did the fallacies on the channel. So when Wuja was saying, yeah, I don't even know what it is. Nigga, shit, I done seen CK video. I know that I might not committed all that shit to memory, nigga, but it's on our channel. No, what do you know about it? Get out of here, Wuja, with that, nigga. We know what that is. I ain't got to commit all that shit to memory, right? If I need to brush up, I'll go to her video.
There you go.
Anyway, she got a new one coming up.
That's why we got a team. That's why we the pseudo killers. That's why I don't know everything. So like when you get to talking about biology and viruses and all that, I just gonna refer you to Unc and Cedric. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a biologist. I'm not a biochemist. Cedric is a biochemist. You know what I mean? So like I don't need to know that. You know what I mean? I can, if what I do need to know, I can ask Brother Cedric. Brother Cedric can refer me to the right reading material. I can read the shit and comprehend it. But I wanted to say, I'll be in the comments too. So for everybody that's out there, like for all the ones who catch the replay, not the live show, but y'all catch the replay. Make sure y'all comment because I'm the one that be the pseudo killers. You know, I'm the pseudo. I'll be the one that's commenting as the pseudo killer in the chat. So like y'all share your comments, shoot some bullets at us, tell us where we did good, tell us where we need to improve. Like we like all of the feedback. You know, we want all the feedback, the negative, the positive, the indifferent. We want all the feedback that y'all can give us. So we appreciate that. Purple Glitter, just to let you know, we invite you to come on the panel one of these days to have a discussion with us, sis.
Yes,
I see you had a lot of questions in there. It was a few other people in there that I commented to that I had some correspondence with. And so I just want those people to know that y'all come on in.
All right, hold on. Let me read this. African World. It say, we need to see African traditional concepts and terminologies reflected in your science. Like we see European traditional concepts. And no, I don't need to know. I don't. I was born in North America. Simple as that. I don't need to see that. And I'm saying I'm just as African as any motherfucking African on planet Earth. See, because I ain't African because I was born in fucking Africa. I'm Africa because African was born in me. Simple as that. So, and I'm good. I'm good with being an African American. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I don't have a problem with being an African American, right? You know, we fought in all the motherfucking wars. See, all of them. All right, died, right? Died to be equal citizens in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This shit was built on my ancestors' backs. We the ones that got caught up in the transcontinental kidnapping trade, right? So I'm saying like we here to motherfucking stay. All right. So I ain't interested, right? See, we got groups. See, this is the part y'all don't get. We got groups that's gonna do all of that. Gonna show you the rituals, gonna show you where you can go get initiated. I ain't doing all that. That ain't what I'm doing. See, I ain't doing that. See, I ain't doing that. See, I can do what I want to do. I don't gotta do that. That don't, what rituals I do don't make me African. See what I'm saying? Like the way I choose to live my life, being right and upright, right? And raising my babies, valuable offspring, so they can have babies that can reflect on who they are in this motherfucking world. It's what make me who I am. I stand at the center of the motherfucking universe.
That's African.
It's that. I love the cosmos. I seek to see myself in the cosmos using scientific literacy. So, no, you can do it. This shit free for me, my nigga. You can do it. And I ain't tripping. I'm saying, you do it. You make a ball, can you do that? Science is universal. You do that. And I'm cool with that. And I wouldn't think you was wrong. But don't tell us how we gonna do it, because that ain't what we doing. We're in the space age around this motherfucker. We want to see our families in the space age. We want to see our communities in the space age. We want to see the African American in the damn space age. We want to see the global African in the space age. We want to see Africa in the space age. And that should be okay. Yeah, I just wanted to, they gonna hit me with that. We want to say, nah, you don't know, we don't know. Now you do it. Come on, nigga gonna tell you how to do some shit you're doing for free. I've never heard of such. Nigga ain't paying me to do it. Pay me, nigga, and I might put all kind of African words in it. Pay me. If you're not paying me, shut up. Now, that's how I feel.
He said we whiteologists. We you know what I'm saying?
If I could say one thing.
As we use
See, to be intelligent is to be white. See that?
We're whiteologists.
We whiteologists. Like, we whiteologists because we talking about terms. We're talking about objective truths, you stupid ass. You nut. That no matter where you are, it's true. It's not true that none, you know what I'm saying, created the world. It's not true everywhere. It's only true in Egypt to that particular dynasty, to that particular pyramid text. See that? Knock it off. We armed and dangerous. Simple. Simple. We white out.
37 degrees. There is no African way I'm going to change that. It's simply 37 degrees centigrade. That's body temperature. So now I've got to use an African word to illustrate centigrade or Celsius. That's going to make me African. These are crazy ideas.
Okay.
Can I
All right.
I
want to say
I see a Sar Imhotep in the chat. Peace,
shout out to the great
Sar Imhotep. Peace
If
to
I
the
could say
great.
something before
shout
y'all
out to
close.
the
Go
great
ahead, Google. Go
Imhotep.
ahead, Google Scholar. You want to say something?
Yeah. I want to say I appreciate you brothers and what you do. I believe the pseudo killers are pioneers in this community for pushing that scientific literacy. Another thing that I don't think people mention enough, or at least I don't see people mentioning, is that you brothers were actually among the first groups in this YouTube street to open up your panel live on air and have other people come on and speak their mind, and I believe that that was a beautiful thing too, because when you do that, you get to hear more varied opinions and people, you can challenge ideas that way. So I hope you guys continue to do that. I believe that's a good way to go about it, to engage with the community.
Yeah,
Also,
this ain't an echo chamber. But go ahead.
yeah,
Facts.
no, that's the yeah. And in the spirit of science and accepting scientific literacy, we all should actually be in favor of this. And one good thing that I've learned about science is that when scientists are doing science and they stumble onto something and they promote it, and then somebody comes and show them that actually you were wrong about this, that they don't they don't let it get certain way. They hold their hands up and say, okay, we were wrong, and they move in another direction, or they move on to something else. And so this is something that I think we can learn from too. Anybody can be wrong, but we should all be men enough to say, you know what, I was wrong about that, and move on, and move on to something better. That's Thank you guys for
That's an
having me come
actual
up.
triumph in science.
Yes.
We actually give out
counting you.
prizes for those who prove us wrong. Google Scholar can
There
attest
you
to that.
go. There you go.
Hey, I want to say one thing before we get off of here. I appreciate you for listening to me and bringing me on. I appreciate it.
Welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard, though, bro.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Our newest addition to the pseudo killers. We appreciate
welcome
it, man.
aboard, pseudo killer.
Appreciate y'all.
Pseudo killer proficient.
I just want to say this here, a couple things, and I'll be done with it. We sitting around looking for or trying to figure out or whatever. Look, these people done left the solar system. And if you think I'm lying, just look into Voyager 1 and Voyager 2.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Since the late 70s, they gone, have left the solar system. And we shucking and jiving. There's so much in astronomy, in the night skies. There's so much. And I'm just gonna say it like this here. I much rather deal with questions that don't have answers than have to deal with answers that can't be questioned. That's just me. And I heard an astrophysicist, Max Tegmark, say that.
I think you should say that again. I think you should say that again.
That stuck with me. I much rather deal with questions that can't be answered than answers that can't be questioned. And I appreciate y'all for having me on. I love it. Anytime you want to hear or talk about any of this, I am down. Everything I know, I'm willing to give it. And I don't know everything, but whatever I know, and I got the paperwork to back it up. I got the paperwork to bag up everything I say. If I can't bag it up, I'm going to tell you I don't know. Let's check it out. Point blank. And that's what I love about science. I live it. I live science. Science is my culture. That's what I do. Y'all have a great time. Great night. Love you.
We appreciate that, Brother Anthony. You have a good night yourself, man. And I like to just say I second everything you just said there, man. I mean, you articulated that very well. That's basically the thing that I've been pushing the whole time. Like that's basically what the pseudo killers is all about, man. Challenging the sacred. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here to do. I've said that before. We always challenge. If you deem it sacred, don't bring it over here. Don't say it in public. Keep it under your bed. Keep it in the closet. Keep it in the bedroom with the door closed. Because the moment you bring that sacred shit outside, the pseudo killers is on that shit and we challenging it. You know what I'm saying? There's no answers. again, like my brother said, ain't no answers that can't be questioned on this panel, bro. We always question everything, and we always challenge the sacred. Like I said, but everybody already know a liar make it halfway around the world before the truth get out of bed and get his pants on. So let's get up and get it out, y'all. Peace to everybody out there. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, man. And everybody say their last words, man. I enjoyed today. I hope everybody learned something today, because I definitely learned some things. I made some mistakes. I was actually incorrect on one or two things today, and I was corrected on that. So I appreciate Brother Google Scholar and Brother Anthony for their knowledge and helping me to continue in my learning. Appreciate it, bro.
Damn right. Half of you, none of y'all watching the show ever seen this before. Y'all don't know what it is to live in a world with a white water fountain and a colored Jordan. You don't even know what the hell color it is. Colored Negro. Y'all don't know what that is. Shit, motherfucker, would he your water ain't gonna get cold. That's why they say white people water cold. Yeah, niggas, we ain't no refrigeration. Hey, right there, see that? Yeah, that's the cooler. Your shit get cold. They drinking cold water. We drinking the shit coming from the ground, straight. That's how they treated us, yo. Nah, yo, we can't turn our back on that. I ain't gonna never turn my back on that, yo. Never. Can't do it. I gotta do what's in my heart, man. I can't forget this, man. Right? My kids see these pictures. Daddy, what you gonna do? I'm gonna make sure y'all scientifically literate, man. I'm gonna make sure you understand the world you live in. That's what I'm gonna do for you. And I'm gonna give you the tools fit for a person living in the goddamn space age. Simple as that, man. So that's the white, black joint, colored. They played with you. That's the game they played. And we don't forget that around here, man. So I appreciate everybody come through. Mr. P, how you doing, man? Real quick, man. It's my man right here, Mr. P. What's good?
What's good, Unc? What's good, everybody?
Boys.
Just tapping in late.
Peace to you, brother P. Peace to you.
But it sounds like I missed a good one.
Yeah, you missed a good one. It ain't too long. It's crispy. It's real crispy, but you know what I'm saying? The Egyptomania crew, you got one moon, full moon left.
Yeah, that's a problem, man. You know, I say, Uncle, all the time, man, you know, what's wrong with the truth? Why we ain't gotta jazz it up. It's good on its own.
Right. Yeah, we good in Africa, yo. We got that shit right, man. We got it right. But I do appreciate the brothers teaching Africa the way they do, giving people that. You know, I appreciate Brother Ben, man. You know, doing things that I wouldn't do, that I'm not interested in doing. Like I just wouldn't. The brother put in some work to get initiated and learn language, right, and learn custom tradition, and trench himself for real. Not the talking trench, but the for real. So I just respect that. I want to let that brother know.
You know, I don't really fault the ancestors and stuff, because you know they knew what they knew. You know what I'm saying? You know better, you do better. So my thing is, you know, once we move past to the next stage and we've got more information, you know, it makes no sense for people to continue repeating things that's already been disproven, you know, unless they can prove it. So that's why I say, man, just deal with the truth. You know, people far too often feel the need to try to put a lot of seasoning on things when it's already good as it is. You know what I'm saying? They're overdoing it. Like they say, too many cooks in the kitchen spoil the stew.
Yeah, the Egyptians already did their thing. You gotta add the Big Bang onto it. God damn. The hell is going on? The Bantoon did their damn thing. You gotta add the Big Bang and all that and got it started. You know, nobody don't need to. Come on, man. We don't need to wreck shot with science on that, man. Like, come on, that's an easy win. Come on, man. All those who don't understand is confused, but the whole world knows the difference between philosophy, religion, cosmology. They all know the difference. They do. They just do. They do. Folklore, which is essential to a community. Their cosmic story is essential to Iron Age, Stone Age cultures. Bronze Age, it's essential. It explains the natural phenomenon best they can. It's essential to understanding their place in their world. It's essential for them. It is. And it's important for us to know, right, that they cared enough about the people to try to understand their world. And like you say, Mr. P, they only knew what they knew. Damn, no spice needed.
I tell you what, you can give them a philosophical tenet that can hopefully keep them in place, which is simply all that I know is I don't know.
All I know is that I don't know.
No.
But what I do know is, now let me stop. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna get off that. Hey, thanks for everybody tuning in, man. Shout out to the chat, man. We had a lot of listeners. We got everything is everything. I see you, brother. Supremacy. That's the one we answered the question.
Everything is everything. I was watching.
Robinson, I see you. Web Funk, what's up? I see you. Kwame, what's up? Stacy Betts, what's good on African world? What do you say? Boy, you always talk great. Space age does not mean becoming white. Thank you.
We agree on that. That's something. We always want to point out where we agree. So yeah, that's the point we agree on.
Yeah, we definitely agree with that, bro. Yeah, my fault from reading the book. My fault. Authored by a white person. I apologize. Crazy, yo. Like, we got black astrophysicists, yo. Come on, man. Like, come on, yo. Like, what's wrong, man? What else we got?
He said white people don't move forward by leaving their culture and traditions behind. Yeah, but they will tell you, a white person is not gonna tell you you don't understand the Greek philosophy because you was not an initiate of the Greeks, right? And then they did move on. They moved forward. They moved forward to the Big Bang. They not listening to Zeus and the rest of the motherfuckers. But go ahead.
You see, I know a little bit more about Homo sapiens than you do. And I'm telling you, plenty of times motherfuckers get so far away from the culture they broke away from, they don't remember that shit. What's wrong with y'all? That's ridiculous, yo. You remember the things that are essential for surviving, and that's it. You don't remember all the in-betweens. You just gotta know y'all act like early humans knew where the hell they came from. No. Think about that. People that left out of Africa obviously didn't remember shit over 100,000 years by the time they got to North America, yo. Like, y'all gotta stop that, man. That's good philosophy. Trust me, the African American, right, could do better to stay versed in up-to-date things, right? Get their politics together, okay? Understand the world they in, right? So if you give them all Africa, that means, damn, I got some smart ass niggas that say, well, goddamn, yo, you giving me all the rituals in Africa, but look at them. And what I supposed to tell the young brothers? What you want me to say to that? Right, it ain't that we ain't left the culture, yo. We been left Africa. Come on, man, we so far from that. Like we're a whole new clan. See, they don't want to embrace the new clan. We're a new clan, a new tribe, man. Man, we push a lot of things on Earth these days. Trust me, people look, they see. Come on, man, you underestimate who the African American is. It's a bunch of bullshit. Come on, man. That's bullshit. That's the shit I don't like. Like, you got successful black people that don't know three things about goddamn Africa, yo, and good and love the fact that they came from Africa, but they couldn't tell you shit about a ritual.
Shit, Ron McNick
never spit on Africa. My mother and them, my aunt and my mother and them never. My father, he wasn't all super African. He had enough to give me the book. the African American Negro talked about shit like, yep, I think that shit has been overemphasized. I'm gonna make a statement on that. Yeah, I think they didn't overemphasize that. Yeah, that's overemphasized right there, yo. There's plenty of successful
How come
people.
they don't? Hey,
Can I add?
how come they don't pay homage to Ron McNair, man? Ronald McNair. How come they don't pay homage to him?
Who was that?
Ron McNair died. He died on a space
Oh,
shuttle.
you talking
rocket.
about the I thought you were talking about somebody else.
The astronomer, right?
Right.
His studies. Listen. His when they launched into space, right? You know, when they go to space right now, right? They got computers and robots and shit to do the work now, right? You know that, right? They're not getting outside of the spaceship no more. They don't have to do that anymore. But back in the day, when Ron McNair was going on his space trips, right? He was actually walking in outer space, like he was getting outside of the spaceship to work on the telescopes and stuff like that. His specialty was laser beams, like the physics of how lasers and light works and shit. This is how we come. His research is the foundation to like GPS systems and shit like that, and how things work today, how our technology works today with beams of light and shit like that, right? That was his major when they launched it, when they went and launched in the telescope. Like most of the astronauts on the ship, right? They were there because they knew how to work the ship, right? But the reason why they were going outer space is because they needed to do the job that Ron McNair specialized in. He was the one he was the reason why they was launching into space. And he dedicated his life, right? He lost his life going to space to give us the new technology, to give us the understanding of the universe that we have right now. He gave his life, right? Why don't we pay homage to him?
Oh, he ain't had the drums with him.
How come African world never mentions his name? How come none of these people who saying that we're anti African, right? Like I'll be seeing sometimes everything is everything and they're shooting at us. We got African world being there shooting at us. Pure Black be having his knife out every now and then or whatever, right? I never see any of the Chavis or whatever his name is. He be in there throwing shots at us too. You know what I'm saying? I never, ever, ever hear these people talk about the African Americans, like the people who actually share the same blood, the same tradition, the same suffering, the same pain, the same anguish, the same happiness, the same love, all of that, the same speech patterns, the same way we walk and carry ourselves, the same way we wear our clothes and do our hair. Like, those people don't get the homage that the people over on the continent get, right? Like the Ron McNairs of the world, the Neil deGrasse Tysons, the Hakima Luceis, the guy who wrote the book Time Traveler, which was about black Dr. Ronald L. Mullet. You know what I'm saying? How come those people aren't getting paid homage to? Why we gotta pay homage to some people we don't even know? That was back 2,000 years ago, right? We don't have any idea of who those people are. We don't have any relation necessarily to those people. Not in the same way that we have a relation to brothers like Ron McNair and Hakeem Alusei or whatever. We never pay homage to those people. We look over those people. We say those people are white. They into the white academia. So you know what I mean? But what I'm saying proves that academia and science is not white, because science is a international, a global endeavor, a human endeavor. No one group of people is doing science in isolation. All scientists work together. Russia and the United States can't do nothing together. They can't do shit together. We always fucking over each other. If Russia ain't hacking our oil systems, the United States is doing some bullshit to their elections over there. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the scientists, we sitting in outer space on the International Space Station together. We do that together. We Russia and the United States don't have any beef in the scientific world. It's Africans that contribute to that. It's Indians that contribute to that. It's Chinese and Japanese people that contribute. The James Webb telescope is an international endeavor. It's not a white thing. It's an international thing. It's a Chinese thing. It's an African thing. It's an Indian thing. It's a Canadian thing. It's an American thing. It's a Mexican thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the world had their hands in this. It's not about white and black. So those of you like Chavis, those of you like African World, and all of you naysayers, and all of y'all who talking about how we hate Africa. I want to hear y'all. I want to see y'all put some information in the chat sometime about some of these African Americans who contribute and dedicated their lives so that we can enjoy some of the scientific advances that we enjoy today. Like, let's say they name, right? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Let's recognize them because they share the same, they're contemporary with us. They're our contemporaries. You know what I mean? But they don't deserve any accolade.
They holler out Tutankhamun first, yo.
Right, yeah. We gotta holler out Tutankhamun or whatever his name. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta holler out him. Like this dude was 3,000 years ago. What about Ron McNair? Ron McNair gave his life for you. He gave his life for you. You know what I'm saying? And nobody recognizes him. Nobody in this community recognizes Ronald McNair. You know, you talked about racism earlier. You showed the water fountains.
Yeah.
Shit, right, like that, right? You know, Ron McNair couldn't even go to the local library. That wasn't for black boys. It wasn't for black folks. It was for white folks. You know what Ron McNair did? He went there and told that white bitch, "Fuck you, bitch. I'm taking this book." And he walked out of there with the book, right? You know, they called the police on him. His daddy had to go up there and all kind of shit. Like they was finna lock this nigga up for taking a physics book, for walking in the library and telling that white bitch, "Fuck you. I'm taking this book." Y'all don't know that about Ron McNair, though. Y'all wouldn't know that about Ron McNair. Y'all wouldn't know that the sacrifice, and he was 11 years old when he did that, huh? He was 11 years old when he did that. Got his daddy in trouble, his mama in trouble, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give a fuck, though.
You know, somebody made an animation about
I'm gonna read this book. You're not gonna hold me back from this information. None of these people knew that about Ron McNair. None of these people knew the sacrifice this man made. None of these people knew that this man gave his life so that we can enjoy some of the LED lights in your TV, in your new TV, the QLED TV that you enjoying at your house, right? That's Ron McNair's work. And y'all don't revere him. Y'all revere the Dogon. That's who they revere. They revere the Dogon. What did the Dogon bring you? They didn't bring you what Ron McNair brought you. And I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all go ahead.
Nah, they woke up a sleeping giant for no reason, yo. They ain't had to. We was all comfortable. And always when you get comfortable, it always get that way, yo. It just be comfortable. Just comfortable, man. Man, what about the great female mathematician, man, who worked for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA?
Them people from Hidden Figures?
Yeah, this is when you couldn't even use, remember you can't even use the white bathrooms. That's why I showed you that right there. What about her, yo? All right. You know what I'm saying? What about that sister, man? Katherine Johnson was an American mathematician who drew calculation of the orbital mechanisms as a NASA employee were critical to the success of the first and subsequent U.S. crewed space flights during her 33-year career at NASA. She couldn't even use the damn, man, they wouldn't even let that lady use the damn bathroom, yo. Yo, she had to walk a that fucking mile, yo. Y'all tripping. Y'all bug fuck out. Y'all done ran past the stop sign, forgot where you really was, did all that. Here you go. Yeah, yo, she took an old Greek calculation. All right? White boys couldn't figure this shit out. She figured it out. You ain't getting, that's why when people talk we went to the moon, I say the math proved we went to the fucking moon. And it was a sister who calculated that shit. Come on, man. Nah, dog, we ain't doing that, yo. I ain't doing, not on my watch. Y'all can let them do it. Y'all, everybody else can do it. Yo, nah, yo, I ain't doing it. Like, I got too much firepower to play this game. Shit, I love Africa, yo, but all that, all that blase, flim, flam, bam, boom. Well, I ain't doing that, yo. We got too many black people, African Americans in America, man, that love science, man. Neil deGrasse. Like, that's one of my favorite dudes right there. It's a favorite dude right there, yo. It's time to get busy, y'all. So we're gonna need all y'all support, right? We're gonna need to build. See, when we see them shows, we have 1,300 people on there. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get right there. We're gonna be talking to African Americans about this. That's what we doing. That's what we at, yo. We there. All right.
We got a troublemaker in the building. We got
troublemaker right there, yo.
Chefrin L, the troublemaker,
the Muslim
source himself.
The source himself, the Muslim. The Egyptomania name, yo. What's up?
He called me the Muslim.
Chef, you got the real name. You on your birth certificate. Niggas be talking shit.
Yeah, right.
Hey, hold on, that's another point. Stephen got his name on his birth certificate, yo. Like, niggas be tripping. Everybody playing African Egyptian name. This nigga got the name on his birth certificate since the day he was born. We was just talking shit funny.
Yeah,
Concrete Corey got a goddamn dual citizenship. Your name is on your shit since day one ever breathing air and oxygen. Cedric is a real goddamn scientist. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, yo.
Anthony buying $1 million telescope. Shit crazy, man.
Shit crazy, man, this motherfucker. Yo, y'all better wake up, yo. Know where you at, yo.
Yeah,
shit, love Africa. Don't forget about the walk forward, though. God damn. Y'all have allowed history to be a weight. I'm going to say this real slow. Y'all have allowed history to be a weight to the point where it wears your ass down and drowns your motherfucking ass. It's a whole world in front of you, yo.
Yeah.
Can I add to what you just said, Aunt?
Yeah, it got to be right, though. Hey, don't come in with that.
All right, I'm more of a political person, right? So let me tell you something that is very interesting. Did you know the Black Panthers have the exact same attitude you had? You know what they called those black people who said you ain't initiated? You got to change your name to this. You got to change your name to that. You know what the Black Panthers called those types of black folk?
What they call them?
They called them pork chop nationalists. That's why they got it.
These niggas is some pork chop nationalists.
Yeah, crazy. Y'all ain't messing with y'all. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. I ain't fuck with y'all, man.
It's about the dialectics of materialism for real. Real life now.
Yeah, we got to do this shit.
You gotta remember that for your man Kimber.
Yo, Kim and them crazy. Yo, we gotta get them on. Next show, we're gonna bring them on. They bananas. Bananas. I mean bananas. Tone came on here, yo, with the paper that he took. Oh man, look, man, we out of here, man. Hey, Chef, you want to close us out, yo? What you said, Newtonian what, yo?
Newtonian physics.
Yeah, I wish he was here when I read the joint about how they started seeing the elliptical movement and it's Newtonian. Oh man, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good one there. We had a good one, yo. We ain't even talked
Yeah,
to
I was listening to most of it. I just wanted to tap in to
Mhm.
tell y'all I was listening, and it was a good ass show. You know what I mean? And we got to do more of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, we're gonna get it out.
Yeah, we definitely got to do more of these. And I just appreciate Asar and them for giving us the content to be able to show, you know what I mean, our special skill set.
Yep.
Dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like without them, honestly, you know, because we deal with this all day in our back chat. You know what I mean? So they just gave us the ability, you know what I mean, for them to call us anti-African, you know, that's their cop out. You know what I mean? That's their cop out. Like, I just want to know, what did the Dogon, for us to be truthful and for this to sound anti-African, I need to know, what did the Dogon bring unique to humanity that pushed us forward? Like, just really think about that. You know what I mean? Like, not no made up things. Like, what did the Dogon actually bring, right, to the world that pushed humanity forward? See, that's called African hate when you ask those type of questions. You know what I mean? Because the answer is going to let you know that you shouldn't even be thinking about no damn Dogon. Right? These people, you know what? I'm not even going to go into it. This was a good show. You dig what I'm saying? This was a good show.
Hey, put you to Nomo. The hell wrong with you? Put your ancestors from the stars. Without them, you wouldn't have known about the damn Nomo, man. Goddamn Shepard know better than that. Fucking Nomo, man. The lizard people, yo. What's wrong with you?
Right. That's like saying, you know, the goddamn, you know, they had a religion. That's it.
Yeah, they did.
That's all.
Sure do.
Nothing unique about it.
Nope.
They had a religion. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's
and
it.
you can choose to follow. Yeah, we're gonna end with that. Yep. Hey man, we still in the green Sahara, yo. That's how we doing it around here, yo. We still reading. Yeah, man, with that, man, I'm gonna say Black African power. And guess what, yo? We out, man.
Peace.